What's going on, folks? Welcome to Wednesday night D&D. Yeah. Well, we are going to be the DM tonight. A little scary, a little exciting for the group, and we'll hop on over there because we've got stuff planned for this intro session, and we'll get everybody as quickly as possible over to the hidden shrine of Tamoachan. Let me come on in there.
Game.
All right, guys.
I didn't pay attention to it yet.
His name's going to be I Do, the over-courteous bard.
Oh, I do. And yeah, I do and I don't. Yeah.
I heard you say that you
I like it.
hate it when people say I do.
I do? I mean,
Yeah,
that wasn't a joke. I don't think I've ever said that.
I was watching you stream the other day, and you asked somebody,
Relax.
does somebody need such
Listen
and
to my
such? And they
voice.
go, I do. And you're like, I have no idea who's saying that.
Oh, yeah, because people go, I want to, or let me do it. And I'm like, I don't know your fucking voice. Give your character's name, or let me know, help me out as DM. This I shit doesn't fly until I get to know you for like a year.
So now when anybody says I do, you just give this stuff to me.
Yeah, I'll do it. But I know your voice, though, see, so it's going to be, it'll be all right.
All right, guys. Is everybody here? We're ready to play?
Yo, yo.
Rock and roll.
I guess, let's see. All right. Let me find ourselves. Yeah, everybody. Okay. So the group, we are, for some of the people who are watching, we had some subtractions and additions to the group. GeoQuester is back as a player after a wonderful session of being the DM for the group. He's turned the reins over to me, and we also have Edward. Let's do introductions real quick for everybody who is here now. We someone is not in the group, so I will let him explain that in a second here. But we'll start off with Benazar. Everybody introduce themselves, tell you who you are, your channel, any information you would like the viewers to know. CJ.
I am CJ. I play the half-drow bard Benazar Go'Ardra, and I do not stream, and I mostly just do nerdy stuff on the internet, so I got nothing to plug.
All right. Eddie.
Hello, everybody. Do you mean cousin Eddie? Or
Yeah, cousin Eddie. I should say it that way. Sorry. I'll start making sure I put that in there from now on. Cousin Eddie.
My name is Chris, aka FSH Schmo. You can find me at Twitch, FSH Schmo. You may also have seen some of my more recent works featured in the Tome of Annihilation recently released. If you would like to purchase a copy and send it to me, I will autograph it and send it back.
That plug was almost as big as the one that Susie puts in her butt.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my.
And I play the very amazing barbarian that if I was not here, the party would fall apart.
Oh, by the way, Schmo, my chat says you have 65 to 1 odds now.
I will have to prove them wrong.
Cousin Clark.
That's you, Rob.
Did we lose? He's Rob.
Did we kill him already?
He just says, "Uh-oh, I go bye-bye" in chat. Did he? Oh, he just got. Well, we'll wait one second.
You disconnected, yeah.
Yeah. Doug, how about you?
Sure. So I'm Doug Davison. I'm the president of Smiteworks, and I'll be playing Ruprick, the confused druid, Rupert Goonhart, who's convinced that everyone else is a druid that he's traveling with. They just don't know it yet.
That's right. Our new player, Edward.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Edward. I not really a streamer, just a player of D&D. Tonight I will be playing the Goblin Sorcerer Glib, who believes that everything has a price.
Am I back?
It sounds
You
like it.
are.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
And Rob, you can introduce yourself now then.
Oh, we lost him again, didn't we?
Or he forgot who he is.
Also good.
Okay, so my headset apparently doesn't work.
Oh boy.
Oh no, we don't have to listen to Rob.
Oh, I'm not on my headset right now. Let me try it again. How am I now?
Still cut out a little bit at the end.
Okay, gotta go back to the old headset. Stand by.
Please stand by.
Isn't that like trademark Rob Toohey? You know,
Yeah.
Twitch.tv / Rob Toohey. Please stand by.
You can also catch all my fine offerings on the DM's Guild.
All 648 of them.
Oh, good.
Wow, I don't even know where my headset is. I might be screwed. You guys might have to listen to me this way.
Uh-oh. Someone want to, Robbie, you want one of us to introduce you?
Oh, I mean, I can do it if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
All right, so I'm Rob 2E, aka ROB2E. You can find me anywhere on the net. I stream and I do all kinds of shit. And I'm playing Cousin Clark, and that'll suffice.
Oh, it's quite all right. All right. Well, and we have. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we last player? You want to wait, or would you like to go ahead?
Well, I'll introduce myself since people, don't know who I am. I don't have the thousands of followers everybody else does. So, hi everyone. I'm GeoQuester, also known as Jeff. I will be playing my new character since my last character, Doug killed him with a. But anyway, so I ran Forge of Fury, which is the last module, and I've made a new character for this module who will be making an appearance in a little bit.
Correct. The group finds themselves after some downtime in Waterdeep, drawn back to the lovely establishment of the Yawning portal for their carousing and just checking in with each other because they grow itchy with getting on with a new adventure.
That's what we're calling it now.
Adventure? What's that?
Getting itchy with adventure.
Getting itchy with adventure. Ready, looking for trouble. In all the wrong places. And the group, however, Tragon is with you, even though he'll be stepping off shortly. But the group has gotten word that Splug, higher calling, has ushered him to another adventure. His Thor has reached down from above and asked him to come back to his temple to reconcile his faith again. And unfortunately, he has had to depart for another path in life. And the group a little down about it. But they, will soldier on. And Benazar, Cousin Eddie, Cousin Clark, and Rupert are there. Trying to catch up, figuring out where things are going to lead them. And during this time frame, you do know that your reputation has preceded you a little bit after the couple of these adventures. This very odd pairing of individuals together has definitely put you on the radar, even though we don't know what a radar is. But in Waterdeep and in the surrounding area, you are starting to get noticed by people. And it just so happens that while you were there, the Yawning Portal, and it's it's a hay time. It's happy hour. Things are happening. It's a raunchy place, and but on the backside by one of the back doors, a couple of individuals will enter the establishment. A paladin-looking fellow and another half-drow female, and yes, it actually catches your eye there. Yes, and there is another goblin-looking individual gentleman. Doesn't look like Splug, but it's a lot different. Glib, actually, what kind of outfit are you wearing, if I might ask?
I'm a businessman. I have a fine purple suit, beautiful top hat, and if you get close, as I open it up, you will find watches and chains of all sorts inside my inner coat lining.
Very nice. Well, you see these individuals in the back area of the Yawning Portal, and this taller gentleman that's definitely like I said, of a knight or paladin, who has a slight limp in his walk, makes his way over to the barkeep at the Yawning Portal there, Durnan, and Durnan looks a little put off by the discussion that's happening there, but shakes his head and nods a little bit. You see possibly some sliding of something across the bar to Durnan and all that, and Durnan begins to get some of his security staff and the type of individuals, and it's he's having to close down the Yawning Portal. He says, folks, yeah, we got something's going on. I need to shut it down. But he sends one of his barmaids over to your group and lets you know that your present has been requested by Praetor of Waterdeep. And if you will hold yourself a second, he is having the bar cleared out because he has something that he would like to chat with you, and he's of concerns he will make known in a few moments when he walks in the door and comes here. But they're going to clear out the Yawning Portal for him and for your discussion he would like to keep private. So they go through that little business there and kind of usher everybody out, and it becomes a little, definitely quiet, not the norm of the typical establishment. And when they're satisfied that the people and the rest of the group has settled in and everybody's cleaned out, you'll see another gentleman come in the back door, nondescript man, nothing flashy about him, wearing a simple robe outfit, in his late 50s, of quality look. Looks like he keeps himself kept and clean, but there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance to him. And he wanders over to the table, and he kind of nods himself, and he brings over the goblin and the rest of his entourage there, and he introduces himself as I am Praetor of Waterdeep, and I would like to discuss with you a urgent need that I have with the group such as yourself on a mission of utmost importance to discover some secrets and some mysteries that are surrounding some visions and things that I've had. And I would like to know, if you have a few moments, I'd like to let you know what I'm needing and see if you're interested in venturing off on this adventure. But I see that there Tragon comes over, and Tragon kind of steps aside for a second with Praetor, and Praetor lets him know, I will not be needing you, Tragon, for this mission at the moment. I have another need for you, and if you will sit and relax, we'll talk to these individuals, and you will be leaving with me to go somewhere else for the moment. But he looks over at the group, and he talks to, who's in charge now of this little party of yours?
Cousin Eddie will stand up and say, that guy is, and he'll point at Cousin Clark.
I was pointing at you.
They're pointing
God.
pointing back and forth at each other. Well, so much the better. He says, if you will please have a seat, and he ushers over to Dernan and the half-drow female over to the bar to get some beverages for the group. So he nods for it, and they bring it. It looks like it's a wine, a couple of bottles of wine, and a fancy little decanter that he has. And he goes, please sit, gentlemen. I have something I'd like to discuss with you. But part of it is, if you will lead me on a little bit of a opportunity here, I can show you what I am concerned about other than explaining it to you. I have been doing some research for some time now on some of the troubles of the land, these causes that have been happening lately with the raising of dragons and the raising of giants against the dragons, and dark magics that have been circling in the Underdark, and concerns that things are afoul. There's an evil spreading out in this land that is just starting to make its way up here, and I am concerned for the safety of everybody along the Sword Coast region, and I need a group such as yourselves who are a little bit out of the, what shall we say, the ordinary, or the possibly, you're just a non-typical group, gentlemen, and I'm looking for that type of adventuring party to possibly take on this mission. But if you will indulge me, I can show you what I'm concerned about over talking about it. And so he motions over to the female drow, and they begin to pour some nice glasses of some wine, it looks like, and you see them sprinkle a little dust in each and every one of them. And he says, if you will drink this, and he takes his glass, and they've done it to his, and he takes a big swig of it. He says, drink this, and that will let you enter into my mind, into my visions of what I have been seeing and feeling, and this will explain more of what is happening in this land. And then he asks that all of you drink. Will each and every one of you drink this potion?
Benazar says, so this is going to be one of those kind of parties, then happily drinks.
Rupert will pull out a handful of berries and say, well, thank you for sharing your drinks with us. Perhaps you would like one of my berries as well.
Benazar just shakes his head. Don't do it.
Your berries are legend, Rupert. But my stomach is very, very faint of heart. I would pass on your berries, but the rest of the group may partake.
I'll plop one of the berries in it and then chug it all.
Yep, I chugged mine.
Don't
Cousin
eat the
Eddie
worm.
will check this.
That's right. Cousin Eddie?
Oh yeah, I'm drinking.
Yeah, and Glib, you're right in there with, I hope, too. Yeah, Glib drinks
absolutely.
deeply. There you go.
Absolutely.
All right. So, yes, as you sit back and relax, definitely a small hum begins to emanate inside your ears, and you go into a small trance. Thanks for indulging me. We'll see if everybody's back yet.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Yep.
That was very well done. Very nice.
A little different. Everybody, Gio, Schmo, you back?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. So you come back out of your trance, and he is presenting you, letting you know that your ventures will take you down to the distant lands of Chult. And he has booked passage for the group on a ship that will take you down there into the main port, that you can then find a guide or find a way to then make yourself downstream. And he has on a map, an older map that he has given the group, he believes that before you get into the main lake, that is one of the lakes that are there, and I know there's different names for them, but I'm not using them just because they belong in a different module. But the shrine, he believes, is off to the western side of a river, and it is he will give you the ability to, once you get closer, to know where it's at and on the map and find it with fairly good ease, now that you kind of know where to look for it. And finding he's got a couple of guides that are on availability that once you get to Cult, who will be waiting for you. They have their instructions and will take you across part of the way into Chult and then to the Riverway and then on down to where he believes the shrine is located. If you are all willing and able to do that, he would like to know, for this particular type of mission, he believes that gold is easy to come by, and he believes that any and all that you find there will belong to you. The secrets or what is happening down there he would like to have, and he believes that there are some masks, some green masks that are part of the impetus for some of this evil, and or what else it could be causing the evil he's concerned about. And he would like to bring those back, anything that looks out of the ordinary that you may find. But for treasure and that type of stuff, he says believes that there is plenty there, and the group may keep any and all that they find.
As druids of the Circle of the Moon, it is our responsibility to eradicate evil which may be impacting this Chultan jungle. I would gladly accept.
I don't know about all that. What I would like, sir, is that pretty map you just laid out for us. That's what I want for payment.
Consider it yours.
Oh yeah.
It's a magical photocopy. No, he says, please take it.
I do.
Anyone else of the group have a request or something of circumstance that they would like to have or need for their mission?
Yes. And Cousin Eddie, I'm assuming that everybody has mugs in front of them.
Yes, he brings over regular non-magical wine or ale for you, and extra food, because you can get headaches from this powder of his if you have too much of it.
Non-peyote.
Cousin Eddie raised his mug and says, I would like to give a toast to the ones that are no longer with us. We'll miss you, Splug. And he kind of pours some of his out to the side. This is for the homies.
Rupert stops licking the residue off of his cup that he drank after you tell him that he might get a headache.
I lift my mug, but realizing that this is worth money, I pour it out in a flask I'm keeping in my pocket.
Cousin Clark is trying to put his fingers into the bottom of the goblet that he just drank that made him hallucinate, and trying to get every last remnant and drop out of it, and sucking it more, trying to see if there's more.
I made the group drug users. I wasn't thinking about that. Oh no. Oh well. Don't show this to the kids, folks. Well then he ushers to the female half-drow who Benazar has not been able to keep his eyes off of. Yeah, but you also happen to notice that the human paladin gives you a stern look. Also, for you're not sure if that is protection or jealousy. You're not quite sure there, but the female just kind of slushes them off, and she gives you the wink. But you do notice that almost every part of her body in different spots and places there are daggers, and of such that she's treat her wrong and you'll be in trouble. So she definitely looks like she can hold her own. But she nods her head to Praetor, and she says when the group is ready, she will usher you over to the docks to introduce you to the ship captain and get you on your way to Chult. Does anybody have any other stops they need to make before it's time to head out?
I have heard it referred to as cult. Is that not correct?
I had that coming. Mispronunciations of my was calling it Kulf or what? No, yeah, whatever. Okay, so
The H is silent.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways.
yeah.
So.
I was calling it
believe
Cult
it's
in the video.
Correctly pronounced Cthulhu.
Chult. I had to make the video twice thanks to these bozos. They called me out on it, but it was understandable. And I was doing Ubteo wrong too. I kept calling him, Ubatoa. Yeah, Ubatoa, and I'm not sure why I was doing there. So that's why I don't try to ad-lib as much as I did here with this one.
You can all look forward to when I DM not mispronouncing anything because ain't gonna be no video.
I was just having a little fun, wanted to try to see what it was like.
No,
So
but seriously, I appreciate the amount of effort you put into that.
Yeah, that was quite awesome for you to have made
I
all
did
that.
feel like a dick when I was correcting.
you shouldn't have. No, not at all. We're having fun here. All right. Well, she grabs the rest of the group and she kind of, impatiently waits at the door.
I'm there.
And the group follows out. And she takes you on over to the docks. And for speeding up time frame, your book passage is there for you on a nice ship, and you make your way down into over several days, catching a good wind, a little bit, what you definitely believe would be magical in some essence of sort to speed up the journey.
Can you play the montage that you filmed in advance?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. I didn't think that far ahead. So, but you do make your way down to Chult and the port of what's that?
Naranzayu or something
Yeah,
like that?
how do you say that word? Because I didn't want to. Yeah, that big port in. And you find your way there, and you step off into what is definitely is a port like none other. You see all sorts of creatures, makes and models of cat and of goblin. You see furballs, you see just a lot. This is a wild, and you would think you're still on that drink that you had from Praetor if you didn't know better from this town. And if you're not mistaken, is that a big dinosaur? There are a few walking around that look like they've got saddles on them. And
you're just happy to see me.
yeah. So, but you are met at the dock, followed by you have it's a young human individual who is a dockhand, and he ushers everybody off, and he takes you to one of the dock masters there, and they speak a little bit, and he points over to there's an individual, surly looking gentleman, possibly half orcish type looking, that is going to you're introduced as he is going to be the scout and guide to get you across the land and down into the river area where Praetor has told them to start looking for the shrine. I would like the group to make me some perception checks, please.
Is it vision based?
Yes, it is.
One second. I forgot how to do this. Okay, we're good.
Are there any iguanas around?
Big ones.
Doug.
Look,
Rupert likes to go over and have some conversations with any of the wildlife that he sees that's not running off, and just kind of check in with them and introduce himself and ask if there's anything he can do to help them.
I didn't think. You definitely get some side looks and a couple of individuals who try to make sure concerned that you may not understand what you're looking at in these large thunder lizards, and ask you to keep your distance from them because they're hungry. And
I'll yell back to the group. I'll say, I think they're speaking a southern dialect. It's hard to decipher.
Well, your guide, whose name is they just call him Thug, because he's a big old orc dude. But he is going to usher you through the town and to get supplies set up. He's got the caravan somewhat ready. That's going to take you across land and then down one of the secondary rivers coming off the east coast of Chult. And we'll head on down that way on some river rafts. But a couple of you begin to notice that as you're proceeding off the boat, and then when you got into town and searching out and getting things prepared, that you might be, for some reason, you think that you've got a tail. And I mean that is
That's funny. I haven't grown one of those in a while.
I knew it was going to go there when I said that. That they're your hairs on the back are kind of standing up, not as danger, but that you're being watched and or having some individual is following you. Anyone want to add to that? Juan.
I will. Juan, yes. So, all right. There is a large cat man who is dressed in a serape, a wide-brimmed hat with an ostrich plume that comes out of it, and big, like pirate-style boots that come halfway up his thighs and turn down at the cuffs. You can, of course, see the fact that he has multiple weapons sticking out all over his place. But the most noticeable thing, which is probably why you noticed him so easily, was the fact that he's playing a shell that seems to be hollowed out. It's purple in color and makes some sort of weird noise like some kid's video game in a different world. And that's a picture of him.
What do y'all do about it?
Welcome.
I do not notice. Renazar does not notice. He's scribbling in a notepad.
Eddie didn't quite catch it. Eddie was Eddie. You do notice that here that you have definitely picked up on some exotic tobaccos that have piqued your interest along the street vendors, and I believe that you would want to stock up on some of these exotics, rolled up tobacco leaves that you're smelling to delight.
Yeah, I ran out of my cigars at the last adventure. So yeah, I will definitely head over. And how much do they have to sell? Excuse me, good sirs. How many do you have to sell?
Oh, we have a fine variety. Gentlemen.
No. You're not understanding me. How many do you have?
How many would you
He
like?
wants them all.
He wants them all. Okay.
I will take them all. And he takes out a little pocket and jangles all the change in it. Jangling.
Oh, he's got 40, 50 rolled up at his little table that you are more than welcome if you're wanting them all. His eyes, dancing with gold in his, in the back of his mind as he sees that you want to relieve him of his wares, his full stock that he has in front of him.
I look over his shoulder as Cousin Eddie is doing that. I look over his shoulder and I pay very close attention to what he is buying. And then I just sniff at it and kind of tisk and turn away.
Good idea, Eddie. You'll fetch a fine price for those when you return to Waterdeep.
Cousin Eddie kind of nods for a moment. And do you have any that you do not have rolled up, good sir?
Mi amigo, you do not want this weed. No, you want something from my homeland. Something rolled upon the finest virgin thighs. Would you like to try? And I hold up a cigar.
Eddie turns around at the word of virgins. His ears kind of peek up a little bit. What's that cat person?
Ah, my friend. This is the finest cigar made in Bastica. It's rolled upon the thighs of virgins for many generations. Please, try one.
Eddie will take it and light it up and take a deep pull off of it and Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So how many do you have, and where are the virgins?
They are in my homeland of Maztica, very, very far from here across the water.
Okay, but how many of these fine cigars do you have?
Well, for mi amigos, I have many. However, I do not think you are the group I am looking for.
Rupert kind of steps in and then he says, "Excuse me, I've not yet learned this form. You must be a truly master druid."
Druid? No. I am sorry, my friends. I do whisper to the trees, but I am no druid.
Well, how did you turn into such a walking tiger sort of creature? I've not learned that.
I was born this way.
Ah, can you change into anything else then?
Well, by day, I am an adventurer. By night, I am the lover.
Huh.
Not a very good one if your land's full of virgins. And he'll kind of sip the cigar.
You mistake my words, my friend. Apparently, my language and your language may not meet. You see, they are virgins because they all live in a temple, and this is their only job, is to roll cigars on their thighs.
Benazar pipes in and says, "That just sounds depressing."
Oh, it is not. Because when they are no longer virgins, they taste so wonderful.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't unhear that.
Benazar just kind of walks away.
That sounds cancerous.
As Cousin Clark is playing his flute, he starts to vomit a little bit in his mouth.
What is that
And
strange instrument you play?
He starts walking away. Oh, and then you ask me what it is. I say, well, this is my flute. You blow wind through it, and it makes notes and tunes.
Well, I understand that. I use an ocarina.
Don't try that at home, kids.
This is a similar instrument.
Similar to the ocarina? It looks nothing like it. It
Well,
looks
but
like
it
you are
acts
puffing
the
upon a
same.
penis.
Well, in my land, the language
Your
barrier,
flute's made of skin, cousin.
it is not made of skin, but it has been rolled on the thighs of many virgins.
Oh. And what are you two? You two look like twins. Are you brothers?
We are cousins. We have
Cousins?
Yes, we have lineage. We have upper lineage that is the same.
And your voices, they sound strange. They are not like the other people here. Where are you from?
Eddie?
I thought you said you're cousins. How could you be from him?
No, I was deferring to
Oh
him
my
to
God.
answer. We are from the land of Chicago.
I have not heard of this strange and wonderful place.
It's
Please,
very
my friend,
far
come here.
away.
And there are not a lot of virgins there, I might add. But back to these cigars. God, these people interrupting. Would you say that you have a plethora of cigars, or should I buy some more from the guy at the cart?
Mucho cigars.
All right, so I'm covered. Anytime I need one, you can throw one to me.
Well, as I said, they are for my companions. They are not for just any Tom, Dick, or Harry upon the streets.
Well, luckily, none of us are named Tom, Dick, or Harry, so we should be good.
Some of us are hairy.
Sometimes I'm called Pat. I don't know why.
Well, my friends, I am named Juan Ignatius Maximilian Sanchez. My friends, they call me Juan and Emilion.
No.
Oh, can I call you Jim?
No, you may call me Juan.
Listen, Frank.
All right, Jim.
Juan. Apparently,
What is it?
well, there's only one of me, so
So let me get this straight. You're looking for a certain group of people? that what you were
Yes.
talking about earlier?
Yes, they came from the north.
So Juan to join us?
I do. If you are from the north, if you are not, then no, I must find them.
We are from the north.
Apologize
We
for the
almost
bad
had to from the
puns.
north.
This is about as south as you can go. Anybody's from the north.
Not really.
But yes, we are.
My homeland's
from,
further south.
We are from this way, and I point north.
Well, excellent then. Are you from a place of deep waters?
Sure. Waterdeep. It's got a nice harbor there. It's the city
The
of
Waterdeep.
Splendors. Biggest, most important city in the world.
Well, I was told to be on the lookout for a party of adventurers who are very unusual looking. You are slightly unusual looking, not the most unusual looking, but I think you must do.
Told by who, may I ask?
The winds have whispered to me in a vision on my way here from my homeland that I would be meeting some strange people, and we would be going on this wonderful adventure to save the world.
Did a small bird tell you?
No, the wind. The wind that told me.
Was it the bird in the wind that told you?
No, it was the wind itself.
It
Perhaps
might have been
a bee.
like the trees whispering on the wind.
The tree. It could be a tree. Was it a tree that whispered?
It could
Perhaps
be
the wind
heavy
was
size.
This could. I turned to the group, and then Rupert says, "This could be the additional workings of the circle of the moon druids."
Sure thing, champ. And I give Rupert a patronizing pat on the shoulder.
My people, they worship the moon. We have temples to them.
There we go.
Must be. Must be.
That's where you roll your cigars, yes?
But yes, well, one of the temples. The other temples, we play many, many games. And the losers, well, they get to live. The winners, they die, and they sacrifice their hearts.
Oh my God. Well, listen here, Juwan. You're very strange looking, so I think you have found who you were looking for.
Why, thank you, mi amigo. I attempt to be as bright and shiny as ever can be.
Yeah, the group is pretty certain that this individual fit right on in to the missing party members that you've lost. That he'll be just a great addition, and I believe that unless someone has any other objections, they would love for him to join.
I have one question, Juan. Sorry, go ahead.
One question?
How good are you at locks?
Locks, they pose no threat to me whatsoever. I walk through doors as if they were not there.
You're hired. Let's do this.
Is Juan freaking out because of that dog barking at all?
No, the dog has been eaten by a dinosaur. It was barking, and all of a sudden you hear chomp, 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 and there's a leg going in. Like it looks like a toothpick that the dinosaur's using to clean its teeth with, somewhat.
What about that
I should be
dog that I
getting a
hear
point of
now?
inspiration. I should be getting a point of inspiration because I'm making your dog bark. I'm that good of a cat.
I'm actually giving it to all of you. How about that? Everybody
Yay.
putting up with my intro there and introducing yourself and letting Juan and Emilian, or Dirty Sanchez, wait, not whatever it is.
Dirty Sanchez. I knew it was coming.
Bada boom.
That's why I named myself that way.
All right. Well, yeah. So Thug, the half orc, finally rolling his eyes, and
Is he an orc or half orc? Can we?
he's
tell?
a half orc. He's a half orc, and he, waiting as after that's all, taken care of, and the lovely introduction there too by Juan. Then he ventures and gets the group into the caravan, and unless there was any other shopping that needed to be done by all these wares that has passed by everybody, then you will proceed to cross over, get out of the port area and begin to cross over the dangerous lands of Cholt. And he, makes sure that the group keeps their hands and feet inside the cabin at all times. No venturing out on your own. If you
So the first thing I do is I swing from the basket as we go by so I can look at things.
But y'all proceed to do this in haste. You cross over and then begin to make your way down the river, and takes a good part of the day, and into the early evenings of dusk. A rainstorm rolls in to the area, but you cross over and into the river, and you make your way down fairly quickly, and he begins to point over to a mountain ridge where my lovely yellow arrow's at, and he says that is where you have been asked. He's going to drop you off on the banks there until you make your way east from the drop-off point, and he believes that you will, as you're searching, the shrine should be discovered there. And that is all really he knows. And he gets the group, he gets your supplies off, you land, you do that, and the group then makes their way, slogging through a little bit part of the jungle, and crosses over a couple of ridge lines, and then lo and behold, it is true. There is what you see, a structure starts to come into view. And you see what looks to be fairly well. There's, it's definitely old. It has seen better days in use. But from where you're at on this ridge, it looks like that you're going to have to make your way down off to the western side of the area into what looks to be a little plateau, a little small little clearing. That from the tree line, that would be the best way to make your entrance and get close up to the shrine to then start discovering what is there and proceed to do your recon and things like that. And so that's what the party does. Unless someone wants to object to that, they will make their way down the line, down off the mountain ridge and toward the valley area. Someone who is taking lead on this lovely little, who's got point?
Eddie.
Make me a perception check as you're making your way down through the forest line.
Good sir DM. I noticed that there are stairs going up the front of this. Can we just go right up the front door?
Well, that's what you're going. Yeah. Well, you've got to make your way down off the ridge line, and it looks like the best approach is coming through what looks to be what would have been the entranceway or some type of walk area. It was a nice little long, cutout between the trees, and it looks like you can make your way toward that, and then would get you toward the front of the temple. Yes, but you've got to come off the mountain range, the hillside, the forest area to get down there to get on that level.
All right, so there's my perception check. So I kind of part the trees and gasp a little bit and look back at the party and be like, guys, that is the biggest one of those I ever saw. And kind of
It's called a mustaba, my friend. We have those in my homeland of Mystica. It is the house of the gods, but I have seen bigger.
So you're telling me there's virgins in there?
There could be.
Shit.
Shit.
Oh my.
I don't know about this cat guy. I got my eye on him.
He's all right. I like him.
Well, as you're proceeding on, you make your way down in the ridge line and then into you've got a parting in the forest. Cousin Eddie, who's taking lead there, I thought it was Clark. Who's got
Eddie.
Okay, Eddie's got, okay. You hear, or what you think, a rustling in the trees back behind you. A large group of individuals. Something is moving your way fairly quickly. And it sounds many individuals. And you relay this back to the group that your best bet would be to run across, make your way across the little clearing area to the other side of the tree line to see if and who these people are, why they're coming in a rush, and maybe be able to hide better to see what they do. The group begins to make their way across that clearing, and unbeknownst to y'all, you step right in. The ground gives way to the party, and you fall deep into a hole and find yourself in this room. Doo-doo-doo.
I am sorry, my friends. I would have found that, but the game master made sure I didn't.
Pretty much.
He does no interest of seeing your rogue succeed.
Of course not. By the way, I just have to say that one of my people who was in my chat clipped me with my introduction and calls it Antonio Geodaris as a Tabaxi rogue.
Well, you do, yes, quickly, unbeknownst, you were trying to watch where you were going, but the ground gave way and you fell down into this chamber area. And here's what you see. Now, also, I will tell you, for whatever reason with this module, that if you will look to the south of the room, the map, compass, north.
Oh no!
Yeah,
One of these.
it's one of these, and sometimes I will say it wrong, and I'll have to correct myself. But when I ran this before, it gets a little confusing. But yes, north is always to your left on the map.
That's a pretty nice looking compass. I would just like to point out that everybody could change the orientation on their monitor so that north would point up.
Oh.
Give me a minute while I flip my monitor sideways.
Yep. So, but you find yourself in this room, and the rubble and the ceiling where you caved in, you see it to the west, and it falls down. But you also notice that you think about scrambling up the room, and it seems very unstable, as though you were a moments away from, if any type of loud boom or loud, movement, big movement in the room, that a good bit of the ceiling would probably finish off caving in, and you'd all be buried in the temple with the rest of what you're going to find here. So that is clearly evident that the way back up is unavailable to you.
I make a note to not cast Shatter.
How dark is it in here? Is it pretty dark?
Yes, it is dark. You've got some of the nighttime sky above you a little bit still there, and some rain kind of coming in along the back end wall there, but there is no light whatsoever outside of that.
Okay. Rupert will cast a Produce Flame to create a small 10-foot radius of light and an additional 10 feet of dim light.
All right.
What is this, Mr. Game Master? What is this? This thing in the middle. What is this?
You're going to see.
Closely.
Yep. You see what you're seeing in the room as the druid begins to cast light, and your eyes adjust to it all. Is a small chamber that has some little alcoves along the north and south walls there. They look to be little dioramas of life that possibly existed. There are pictures like this, what you'll see.
Curious.
There are several of them, and the individuals are doing various different tasks in each one of the little nooks. In the middle area is a little niche here. Let me bring that in. I'll show you what that is. It's a little display, and in the and standing at the top of it is a little all these figures are about 6 inches tall, and they proceed to be doing fishing, farming. There's some to be seen praying. There's some that look to be battling with each other. Just all sorts of interesting, and then they're all look like they're made out of clay, and are some have broken their few over the time look like they have fallen apart, but you still can tell that they're, definitely showing life, what could have been happening in this day and age when this temple was active.
Strange. These look like the things I used to make when I was but a kitten.
The center area that you see there, that little half circular structure right there, shows a diorama. There are 12 what look to be warriors standing there. One seems to be leading them. It looks like some type of scout individual. He's dressed a little bit differently. And there also seems to be a mastiff, some type of dog creature, and a panther. And they seem to be, you're sure if maybe the warriors and the first group in the scout and the mastiff, maybe they're hunting the panther, but they also see kind of standing around in what it looks to be a little bit of a little, grass area, a little plain area, some deer. But they're all standing there, look like they're on the hunt. And then you do have a door that is to the east.
I want to search the little pedestal that those are on, just see if anything stands out.
The scout that looks a little different from the warriors looks like this.
Well,
He is so cute.
That thing he's holding in his right hand, does that still look like it's made out of clay?
No, it does not. That looks like it is metal.
Does it detach?
Benazar will reach out and see if he can gently take it.
It comes out of his hand.
Ooh.
Are any of the other statues holding such items, or is that the only one that's clearly not made of clay?
That is the only one. The rest of the, in that centerpiece, they're hunting, in type of, some type of formation. And then you do not, from the couple other displays that you see, they're, nothing of that farming, praying, stuff like that.
I
And
use
how
prestidigitation, put a little dot on the wall, Juan reacts.
Say that again.
I use prestidigitation to make a little red dot on one of the walls if Juan reacts.
A little laser pointer for the cats.
Juan.
What is that?
Move it around a little bit.
Just start swatting at it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Start running all over the place going in.
Yeah. So we'll start. You're kind of looking at all the niches. You've got one that we'll start with bottom left-hand side. That looks like it's a river scene. There are some commoners that looks like they're fishing. Carving a dugout, a boat. It's kind of like a river scene. The next one, niche B, looks like it's a farming type diorama. There's some warriors there standing guard. It looks like a priest is in a bird costume, and they're standing. Look like he's standing looking out over some fields.
Hey, bird.
There are warriors standing guard over. Looks like a priest in a bird costume.
I'll pick up the priest in the bird costume, or the priest in the bird costume clay figure, and I'll try to bite its head off.
It's not very tasty.
I'll spit it back out.
Okay. You notice that when you do that, the arms and the leg, it looks like these can be manipulated just a little bit. As you were playing with that, he was holding his arms up in the air, which definitely looked like he was trying to cast something out over the fields. But you play with his arms and then you bite his head off and then spit it out. So, yep.
And then I'll put the rest of the body back where it belongs inside the diorama.
All right. Niche C, which is upper left, it looks like a temple, kind of a pyramid type structure. There's commoners kind of bringing, looks like they're carrying baskets, or maybe it looks like there's tiny bits of gold or jade in their baskets, and they're coming up to the front of the temple, and there looks like a priest, some type of, looks like crazy guy. He's definitely a priest, but he's dressed a little bit differently than the priest that Juan just ate. And he's got, it looks like a snake wrapped around him, and he's got some warriors kind of to one side of him. One of them looks like he's got kind of dressed as like a winged serpent, holds a spear. There's one who's dressed like a bear and has claws on his hands. And then there's a third one that looks like a coyote holding a torch. And they've got some other stone statues kind of laying around there. And looks like the commoners are bringing up gifts to the front of this temple area.
Mr. Dungeon Master, did you get my whisper?
No, I did not. Shoot it to me. Sorry. Again.
While all this is going on, Cousin Eddie will try to open the door.
Sorry. Would you roll? You want to just try to open it straight up?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well,
we'll be back here
now,
playing with our dolls.
Yep.
Duff, I'm sure that Doug and I both could tell you from experience at this point, preparation for a GM for the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels includes lots of bourbon. Yeah, yes. Like I said, I'd already gone to the state fair today, and so that was a mistake. You walk up to the door there, Cousin Eddie, and you see, like I put in there, and it's got a sun symbol. Appears to in the room, the hinges and of this side of the door, there's scratches, but there's no visible lock or handle, although there is a slight gap that stretches across the top of the door. There are 8 holes seem to be bored into the door. They're about 1 inch in diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. The door just seems to be fairly thick. The lintel above it is arched and with a keystone at the top. And you try to push, grab the door, it will not budge.
Are the holes about the size of the people?
Close.
Tell me I just bit one of the keys' head off.
Yeah, way to go. Now the adventure's over in one session.
So how many holes are there? There's 8, you said?
Yes, there are.
And we need to see 3 more dioramas.
Your other dioramas. There is diorama D, which is the north right one. Looks like there is war. Tribal. There are about 20 warriors in combat. 10 on one side, painted in black, and the other 10 are painted in red. And they look like they're going to face off and do, battle very soon as they're all looking, across from each other. Niche E looks like you're not quite certain there. It looks like it's creation. You're thinking that maybe it's showing how the world was created. It's very religious in overtone. There is a god of some type of creature adorned in green feathers, mixing ash, and he looks like he's, molding sculptures of man and woman before him. There are some other figures behind him towering, and they're painted red, black, and blue and white, standing about a fire as they're committing suicide with their daggers. Then there are 2 smaller figures that are ringed around the other 4 that basically they call it, looks like a pimply one is being consumed by the fire. By the other one, it looks like he is cowering in fear as they're watching this. And then the last, not least, is the niche F, the bottom right one. Looks like there's various forms of crafting. There's about 12 commoners of different weaving rugs, baskets, things like that. Everyday life.
All right.
And is the only figure that looks the way out of all of the different niches, the one that you showed the picture of, is he distinctly different from all the rest of the figures?
Correct.
Okay. So perhaps this has something to do with it. Maybe he needs to go stick him in one of the holes or something.
Does the shepherd's crook look to be about the same size as the holes?
Like a
yes.
key?
Yes.
Hmm.
Also, go wait 1 second. The Furball, on your light spell, would you cast me a perception check, please?
Yep. Visibility based or not?
Yes, it is.
All right.
When you're light, as you were sitting there watching this, and Eddie stormed across to start looking at the door and all that, you noticed one thing that was a little bit off that you hadn't. There is it's a light orange haze that is in the room with you, and as you've been spending time there, as they're moving around, you can begin to taste in the back of your mouth. Maybe, of metal or a foul, bitter taste. And it burns, it burns a little. It's just very subtle.
Like the air could be a little bit of
Yes.
poison in the air, perhaps. Yeah.
Yep. You've noticed that probably it may have been thicker with the ceiling not caved in. So some of it is kind of seeped out, but it's definitely not moving. But it's very thin at the moment where you're at.
So I will take a berry off and kind of put that in my mouth to chew it to get the taste out of it. I'll warn the others. I'll say, I think that whatever we do to open the door, if we make a wrong choice, there could be some gas spilled out in this room. And does it seem to be emanating from the pedestal?
No, the gas is everywhere. No, it doesn't seem to be emanating.
Okay.
It's just like hanging there.
Just hanging, yeah. I think the sooner we can get out of this room, the better.
Are there any symbols next to these holes in the door?
No. The only thing is there is the door is carved with the sun symbol, and that is about it in the middle of the door. And that is all that you see as far as carvings.
Okay. Did any of these dioramas have a sun scene in them? Something to do with the sun or the same symbol anywhere present?
No. You think you look over there and it looks like something's being created of a sun and of the stars and the moon, but nothing seems to match up with the symbol that you're seeing in the door.
How far did we fall into the room?
Far enough that you can't get back out?
Well, how many? I need to know. I need to actually know.
You're gonna. Oh, you suck.
Sorry.
No. At least 40 feet, if not farther.
Okay. I will wander back over to where we fell. Pardon me, mi amigos. Come. I assume you would like to come out of here, yes?
Yes.
Oh, hell.
I take out my ocarina, and I begin to play. And I cast Levitate upon myself, and spool a length of 50-foot rope out of my backpack, and I will rise up through the hole.
Hey, cat friend.
Why me?
I think we would like to see what is behind this door, though. Perhaps you have not heard of the dirty, rotten scoundrels. We kick doors open and move forward. We don't go backwards.
I'm more concerned about the fact that he asked us if we wanted to get out of the room, and then he left.
I left you a rope. Well, we go to the top and we will work our way down.
So is the
Little
rope
funky doors?
Is the rope tied to the cat?
Yeah, he's taking it up, but you're concerned that by pulling yourself up or by doing that, it would probably, the weight and the shifting of the ground would probably cause the cave-in to continue on if movement went up the side like that.
I start pulling him back down from the rope.
It's like a balloon. You pull him back down.
I'm just winding him back down. I'm like,
Clark and Eddie, make me a couple more perception checks as y'all are standing there by the door, looking at it, wondering what the hell is going on.
But I'll complete my playing and I'll float back down since they want to continue this direction.
That is the
Who
good
am I
thing.
to say that mi amigos would like to go some other way? Would they wish to go this way? We will go this way.
The two hairiest ones, they only go forward.
That's too hilarious.
No, the only thing they discover, the holes and all that, but there is, like I said, there is a keystone above the door.
A key is a keystone a keyhole?
No.
What is a keystone?
The keystone holds the arch together.
Is there a picture of the layout of the holes or anything like that?
Is it 2 columns of 4?
Yeah, pretty much up and down the door.
Okay.
And then the keystone just sits right, sits right above the door in the center in the lintel area. I'll give it to you. You think it moves. You think that something slides. I want to get y'all into the next room before Juan ruins my adventure.
We are staying here.
There is
for
something I was going to try when everyone was done doing stuff.
Go right ahead, CJ. Yep.
So you said these holes are in 2 columns of 4?
Yes, they are.
And they might shoot arrows out too. You don't know.
Well, I'm going to assume
I'll
that
get up against the wall just in case.
I'm going to assume that these alcoves match up to that. And I'm going to put the key in the one that's one below the top rightmost one.
You stick it in and you turn it and you just hear kind of scraping of metal on rock. And roll me roll me a perception check.
Okay, that's not going to go well.
Yes, and I'm sorry about the dog. I'm trying to get somebody to go handle my dog, but no one is answering my phone call.
I want to know who let the dog out. Who?
It jumped my barrier, and I'm pissed about it. Oh hell, Benazar!
Oh, it's not even your dog.
Yeah,
it's
my dog. Yeah, but he got out, and he's barking at the front door, and my son apparently is passed out in his room, and he's not answering the phone.
Is your dog? Yeah, it's my fucking dog. Black man can't have a suitcase.
It's my dog, and he won't shut the hell up. I'm about to go beat him. Someone want to assist Benazar maybe in that perception check?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Sure.
I will. I will ask Ist. Because I have training in perception.
My wisdom is an 8.
Roll it again. If they're assisting you, Benazar, you can roll again.
I'll assist you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rupert. Yes, you notice that as you're looking at the doors, as he's pushing the keys in and looking at the holes and all that, but there is a slight gap on the keystone above the door, as though maybe it will slide.
Okay. So Rupert's pretty tall. Can I just reach up and push it in?
Yeah, you can slide it, and you happen to see another hole behind the keystone.
Oh, I think this is the missing keyhole.
Oh.
And I'll slide it over.
I will give him the key since he's tall.
Okay. I'll plug it in there, and I'll say, be careful, though.
Before he opens it. There we go.
Yeah. These holes might... I'm going to try to reach around, like, not be directly in front of the holes when I do it. Reach around. Yeah,
Rob, it's your fault. I wouldn't have thought that until I looked down.
It's just a cavalcade of nonstop 14-year-old.
Well, the worst part is, I'm like, it looks like a wedge. You move it off to the side. There's a hole behind it, and I'm just getting this mental image going through my head, and I'm like, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Here you are saying it.
Plugs and holes, and
Put it in the hole and twist it.
Yeah, and you hear a click when that happens. And the door cracks open. Crack, holes, plugs. I figured I'd keep it on. It is slightly ajar now.
The door is now ajar?
Correct.
Please, Mr. Game Master, you need to let us know these things because I'm not very good with the basics. So I need to know: is it a door? Is it a jar?
It's a door, a stone door.
All right, hairy one, push away.
Let's open it.
When you do, there you go. All right. You all will notice that now you step into the hallway. This haze that was prevalent, was very, very small in the main room, is now very prevalent in the hallway. And it is, it's not too thick. You can see fairly okay, but you all are tasting this in the back of your mouth, on the back of your tongue. A little metal, a little sour, a little dryness in the back, and you get the feeling that it's bad.
Is it a
They've
purple
been using
haze?
this temple.
It
to
is a
roll cigars.
orange. It is an orange small haze.
That's like the opposite of purple.
Does it make us feel bad or anything like that?
Not yet.
Do we have any real fire? Perhaps we can burn it.
No one's lit a fire. You have your magical light that you cast,
And it
right?
doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't burn.
Nope. It just shining away.
It doesn't burn.
Cousin Eddie will holler.
Well,
that
wait a
the
minute.
dog in
No,
the
it says it doesn't burn me. Let's see. Neither you nor your equipment.
And go run down the
But you can
hallway
attack
towards
with
the
it,
door.
though. Maybe.
It does fire damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually do fire. I'm going to throw my flame into the room and see if it ignites.
So long, everybody.
Yeah,
When you-
the air we breathe.
Start
No.
scrabbling up the rocks over there.
No, when you do light the fire in that haze, it will light, but it doesn't want to stay lit. It crackles and pops and all that, as though it is trying to breathe, and it doesn't have. It is fire. Yeah, it's not breathing. And it is fighting to stay lit. Cousin Eddie, why did you do that?
Because I screamed running down the hallway that we're all gonna die and started running for the door.
God damn it.
Well, as you got here, I'll let you make me a dex check, please, or dex save. Sorry.
Awesome. I have advantage on those.
Go right ahead.
Oh, those are awful dice.
That's bright green.
I hate them.
That's like mucus green.
You 6 points of bludgeoning damage as a pressure plate. As soon as you step there, push down, these logs all start swinging out from the walls. They kind of this whole room, when you were looking at it, it was kind of like bamboo logs, kind of were covering the walls, and they all swung out and caught you as you stepped right there, and pushed you then closer to the door, as like you were in a pinball. They hit you and popped you and moved you forward like that.
I started looking for Ewoks.
Yoto.
Anybody else?
I'll make it to the door and I'll try to open it.
I'm gonna look around in my pack for anything that might serve as like a rag and put it over my mouth.
Does it look like, having stepped on the pressure plate, that mechanism is now deactivated?
The logs swung. The pressure plate clicked back up, and the logs swung back into the wall.
I will point that out to my party to be careful.
Yeah, having watched that
there's some
whole
shit
thing.
there.
Okay, so I can identify that that's the only place.
Right there.
Okay, good enough.
Give me a perception check, Cousin Eddie, on the door, please.
Step lively, fellas.
Rupert goes back and gets that key too, just in case we need it. It could open up all the doors. We don't know.
Eddie exclaims, "I found another door."
Did you open it?
I would like to point out that at QuestCon later this month, when I meet Robert Arducci, I'm going to get him to present to Wizard of the Coast to change perception to like a dexterity based skill, since my wisdom sucks.
I was going to say they're never going to do it based on your one character for this game.
Can we jump across pretty easily?
Yes, yeah, you can see once he
over
clicked on it, yeah, you're able to make it across, and it's not an issue. And he finds some double doors, and there doesn't seem to be a lock on this door either, and looks like it could be easily pushed open if need be.
Are we just gonna ignore these side doors here?
I'm not. I'm actually going to look at the south door. I'm going to investigate the south door.
Those are actually, they're not doors. They're just they're little alcoves that are sitting there that looks like something would have been sitting on them, but there's nothing there now.
All right, screw it.
Wow.
I'm checking the door further.
You find nothing. strange about it at all. You do see what looks like maybe like a slightly where you would push on it there, like a hand or a print. They're a little bit darker than the rest of the stone.
So they push on that spot a lot, I assume. Okay.
That's what your thought process is.
I give it a push there.
Okay.
Perhaps the hinge is on the other side.
You open up a room into a room that is what you see the wall. You see glint of what looks to be moisture everywhere, especially along the walls on the floor. I just put the description there. Large stone blocks kind of buttress in the corners. The walls are wet and slimy, and mud covers most of the floor in a very thin coating. To the east and the west, which are north and south on the map, are 2 doors, and there seems to be another door straight across from you down a small set of stairs there. In the center of the room is sits what looks to be a large polished boulder amid a pile of small rounded rocks. The boulder is about 5 feet tall, colored brown with dark streaks. Yeah, and Juan just runs right on in there as always.
Yes. What can I say? I'm curious.
And now, well, here's the problem. When you step it back up, so you understand, it is difficult terrain here as you step. You can move at your normal speed. It's just very slippery. And if you're going to move, if you don't have that ability, but if you move your normal speed, that taking time, you could slip and fall.
What check do I have to make?
You know how much you get.
Just give me a dex. And in the when you're looking there, as Juan has stepped into the room, the base, then the mud around the base of the boulder is a moving shape. Looks like a crayfish of some sort. It faces you and seems to be aware of your presence as it turns and looks at you. And
that's a big ass crayfish.
We found your daddy, Mr. Crawdaddy.
It's Crawdaddy.
And he kind of starts to move and come up out, unwrap himself. And I want to kill my dogs. And he begins to unfold his arms, which are, his big claws, and he waves, and you're perceiving that maybe it's stop and go back. He basically is ushering you, waving his arm to go back the way you came.
Can I talk to him in the beast language? Beast and plants?
You can try.
I'll make little chitter sounds at him and stuff, and tell him that it is okay that the druids have sent us.
How does that actually sound, Doug?
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
Unfortunately, when you begin to speak to it, what you get back is a language that you do not understand.
Okay.
I will approach it waving as well. Hola, mi amigo. How are you today?
And he just basically stops.
We brought no butter with us.
He just kind of stops, and you see him kind of pacing back and forth here, waving at you. Sorry.
I'll answer back to him, and I'll ask it if it speaks seahorse in seahorse.
He's pacing back and forth right here, and when you move toward him, Juan, he stops, and he takes his pointer claw again, and he points back to the door which you just came through, and is just pointing there, and he keeps talking in this language you're not understanding at all, and but the movements of his arms are telling you to go back the way you came.
Yes, my friend. Yes. I do understand. Yes, these are the scoundrels of the Dirty Rottens. Yes, they are very famous in the north. Yes, you have recognized them. We come this way. Which way to your treasure? Is it north or south?
That's brilliant.
He
I
just
think it
keeps pointing the same way. He looking at you with these strange eyes and does nothing but
We have
keeps
been
pointing.
that way. There is no treasure that way.
I pull out some berries and I offer it to him, and I try to make it try to influence it with a charisma check or something. See if I can make it friendly at least.
You go right ahead.
So it says I've got to say you have advantage on all charisma checks to make an influence against a beast, if it's considered a beast. If it's not a beast, then I'm kind of screwed, but we'll try it. All right, so charisma check. Is it considered a beast or not? Or
Yes, he is. Yeah. Clark, when you begin to move that way, he stops right. He moves to in front of you and holds his arms up and points back to the door.
Okay.
Cousin, I say we kill this thing and eat it. They good eating.
Benazar would like to try and identify what this is. With a
This
nature
could-
check, preferably.
It could be friendly, but I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put a cup behind them, and then you scare them in the front, and they swim backwards into the cup, and you scoop them up. That's how we used to do it. Back in
Very
the day.
similar. We used to do the same thing.
Yes. So I'll like kind of coat it in some mud,
Yeah.
you know, bury it in some mud, and try to offer it to it, and
Yeah,
see if it's hungry.
he doesn't. He kind of just hits your hand a little, not too hard, and knocks it out of knocks it out of your hand. So he's got a claw for a hand.
God, what a dick.
Well, I don't think that this creature is going to let us pass unless we scare it away or, eat it.
I would like to get closer to the stone in the center of the room.
Make me a perception check.
Excellent. I'm even less perceptive than Tragon is. Just to say.
Yeah, I like those rolls. I feel so much better. It's a big stone, and it glistens with the water, and it also maybe has a little iridescence rainbow to you. Kind of notice, kind of shine off of it a little bit.
What is that stick thing on the map?
It looks like a stick to you.
Can you tap the stone?
Turn it.
Okay. Well, I will do as mi amigo say, and I shall try to grab the stick and turn it.
It looks like it's a bamboo staff laying on the ground. You try to grab it when the crayfish is right here.
Yes.
I love you.
That sounds like trouble.
The staff actually moves.
Kansas City Royals.
And what happens is how many legs does a crab have? 6, 8? Basically
2 legs.
Well, it has more than that. Several come up out of this boulder actually lifts up, and these legs come out from underneath. The rest of the legs come out from underneath this boulder, and you see another head. Looks like a large crab-like creature. Kind of looks up and stares at you, and you have.
Mi amigo, you should have told us that you are entertaining lady friends.
There wasn't even a sock on the door.
And both of them are staring at you. One, and speaking in a language that you do not understand. He's going. They have not attacked you, but
Benazar tries to speak to them in a language that he knows, just on a weird hunch.
Mm-mm.
Nope. All right.
My apologies, senorita, for standing upon your shell. And I'll step back off of it.
No one has any understand languages, do they?
I don't understand a damn thing.
Hang on.
Oh, well.
Any of you casters have any comprehend languages?
I have speak with animals.
The druid did that too and got back a response in a language he did not understand.
Right. Next level, I can get tongues, but not this level.
You're going to find this modules like this a lot, guys. Just so you know. It's not straightforward.
I think the bugbears will make it straightforward.
Yeah.
I am going to start approaching the door that I can see in the north.
The crayfish, the crab begins to move toward, and the crayfish begins to, is pounding his claws on the ground, and he's pointing for everybody to go back through the door you came in.
Can I see any more of the southern, or what is actually western?
My bad. Yeah.
Passageway right there.
Right there. Sorry, didn't uncover another door.
Check your PMs.
Dude, what happened? What's going on?
I whispered you.
Check your PMS.
Oh. What, in Discord? What the fuck?
No, he PM'd you on Fantasy Grounds.
Oh. There's a new symbol next to the whispers. I don't understand it. I didn't even see it. Okay. Yeah, the answer is yes.
All right, Cousin Eddie will take a swing at Kalaka Kyla.
Go right ahead.
Oh, jeez.
And that puts us into combat. And then they swing away. Roll me initiative, guys. That's the only place you're going to be able to get out of here.
Maybe it's not Kyla. Maybe it's Killa.
Now, however,
I'm going to go ahead and use my Tides of Chaos. So whenever I cast a spell, you have the option to have me roll off the Wild Magic Search table.
Oh, God.
Every single time would be awesome.
Oh, my God. Somebody's going to turn into a potted plant.
I'm going to make sure if I was using if I knew somebody who had a Wild Magic table.
Oh, hell no. Do not use his Wild Magic table. Oh, hell no.
Load that bitch up. Load it up.
We already said no additional modules. No.
Come on. That's no fun. Where is is it in the handbook or the DM guide?
Handbook.
Is it in the handbook? All right.
You can access it off my character sheet if you.
Thank you. I'm going there right now. All right.
Rob, I say no because I know what's on that damn table. Hell
I forgot.
no.
I have it linked under my Actions tab, Chaos, Wild Magic Search.
I pulled it up. Now, when does that?
I have no idea what's on that table.
Yeah. So when does it fire off now?
So whenever I cast a spell, I roll a d20. On a 1, it fires.
Okay.
But when I use Tides of Chaos, the DM can have me roll at any time when I cast a spell.
Let's go ahead and initiate the group into what Glib can do. When you fire something off here, you will just start it right on off. Why not?
like it.
Yes. I play on the edge here.
Hey, Doug, is it possible to maybe work that in down the road to where anytime a sorcerer casts a spell, it automatically rolls that table?
Anything is possible. Likely is another thing, but yeah.
I like it. Almost 100% of the time, Doug, when we ask you a question like that, you just laugh and remain silent for like 10 seconds before you say anything.
Yeah.
Juan, you're
like he's
up
consulting
first.
a wiki. All right, so I'm going to continue approaching this door, and I'm going to investigate the door.
Roll away, please.
Looking for a way out.
I'm getting a strong.
Well, my back is to you guys, so I don't even know that you guys are doing this. So,
you find a door.
I found a door. Sweet, gentlemen, I have found a door.
A suite.
No, stone.
All right, Glib. If you're going to cast, fire away. but roll me.
All right. I will cast. I will twin an enlarge spell. The
Oh
kitty
my
cat
god.
Cousin Eddie. And let's see what happens. Oh, very cool.
Maximize the
We
damage.
increase in size, don't we?
You do. Big
Nice.
kitty.
Yep, there you go.
Probably does other stuff as well. Okay.
Please
I'm
put
gonna
those
cast
dogs away.
Stereotype
They're killing me. So,
Yeah.
hi, sweetie.
and position it so it catches those two things.
What?
I don't know if you actually want me to draw it or not.
Jordan fell asleep and he's not been answering his phone, so I've had no help here. So, yeah. All right, sorry about that. I was giving the wife, please help me with the dogs. She just finally showed up. All right, keep going. All right.
That was my action as I move.
Rupert.
Pat
All
Benazar.
right. So, all right. I can see what's happening here. It's not going to go well. They didn't answer back in Druid, so I think they must be unnatural creatures of some sort. So I'll go ahead and I'll go bear. Go bear, go home. And I've got a new effect here. Let's see. Try that out. There. And there we go. And I'll try a little bite and a little claw action. All right, hit with a bite. And then I'll try to claw it.
That's a hit, too.
See how crayfish tastes. Oh, not too good on that one. I gotta redo that. I did too much. Hold on. I got my effect going. I'm trying the effect, and then I plugged in the other thing, which looks like it's adding to my damage. So take 6 off of that, please.
Off the crayfish. All right. Done.
Yeah, done.
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie will swing at the crayfish there. Yeah, dang it.
Welcome to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. All right. Kyla will move up to here and swing away at Juan. And when it does that, he also he takes one of his claws, has got you, and has now grappled you and restrained you. And then
That's absolutely fine.
And then pops down on you again. Closing Kark.
All right, I'm gonna Glaven Flavin.
Hit.
You take that.
Almost max there. All right. The crayfish, looking at this creature it has not seen before, will hit with his claws. Now he is trying to also to grapple with you, but as your size and all that, he's having a difficult time trying to figure out how to get the best move on you.
Well,
Juan.
Kitty is also big.
Yes, I'm enlarged as well, so.
Oh, well then I'll pull that off. I forgot about that. Thank you. Doom.
That's okay. Because I am now going to claw out the crab's eyes. You know, señorita, I was going to be nice. Now I'm going to eat you.
That's because you're a dirty Sanchez.
Why,
Thank
yes,
you, Rob. I
yes,
appreciate
am.
that. It's a hit. Not bad.
That's
a miss.
But that's okay, because I'm going to move now, and it does not get any attack of opportunity against me. As I pop over to here.
Okay. Glib.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Tides of Chaos again, as I cast a Ray of Sick against this guy. Missing. And did you want me to roll off the Surge table again for using the Tides, or should we wait until I cast another spell?
Well, I was going to say, just rolling a D20, whatever. If you get a 1 or something like that, maybe can we fire it off that way? Yeah. So
Sure.
you're good now. All right. I don't want to kill everybody right in the first.
I want to roll off the table as much as possible.
Understood, and I will be happy to oblige. Benazar.
All right. Can I get any sight on the crab from where I am?
You've got some big creatures in front of him, but he's big also, so he'll get a little partial cover at a -2.
All right. Well, it's a save, so that's bards are cheating like that.
And then go right. Yeah, you can see the crab though from that. Just needing that.
All right. So I just kind of stand up and I say, "Yo, crab face." I try to think of an insult, but I just say, "Fuck you."
Oh, he didn't care for that.
And then I do that.
Little Rupert.
All right, so Rupert will try another bite here. I think I've fixed my effects now. Let's see if that works. That looks better.
You killed my crayfish.
All right, and let's see. Can I do a move and then a swipe?
Yes.
But he says difficult terrain, right? So
Yeah, but you got to just you move half. Yeah, correct.
10, 20. There we go. To 30.
Fair
All right,
enough.
cool. Good enough. And I'll swipe at him.
Still got a hit.
And claw. All right.
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie will step up to here, take another swing, and finally hit something. Wow.
That's all right.
I could not have rolled any lower at all.
Oh boy. The crab will turn to the bear. Cousin Clark.
All right, Cousin Clark is going to step 2 and reapply his melee.
Does that do any slippery stuff?
You fill in the blank. That's a crit. Damn it. It doesn't do any slippery stuff. I don't know what that means.
No, I mean.
Well, yeah, I saw you. You moved. You can only move 3. You can only move half distance because it's difficult terrain. But you could have slid one over and still been fine. So with your distance,
Oh,
yeah.
Did I only move 3, or did I move 1?
1, 2. You moved 4.
Oh, my bad.
Back 1 over. Yeah, just
Okay.
there. You go. Thank you.
Well, I
Han,
wouldn't have been in range there. But,
you're fine. You're fine. So
Okay.
let's get our first combat out of the way. Hit. Damn.
Fairy Fire sucks for DMs.
We got sushi on the
And I will
mid.
step away.
All right. Glib. I need some
All
wild
right.
magic.
Well, I don't want to use all my spell slots, so I'll stick to cantrip here. Oh,
You hit.
that thing on him. All right, and because of the wild magic before, I will deal max damage.
He died.
Ha!
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Two.
Nettie will produce a pot and immediately start boiling some water and tossing some corn in it.
Some corn. He's got corn on him. I love it.
Where did you get the maze from, my friend?
Now, Juan, where you're at, if you're looking down into the stairwell there, you see it's a short flight of steps, and it's filled with a lot of mud and silt that looks to be, as you get about the second step down, it is thick and, fresh mud.
I will not be going that way, PC. I do not want mud on my boots.
Yep. And you search everything. Y'all really don't. In this room, it looks like you just got sushi on the menu.
Rubric will start eating some. And I'm going to spend one of my second level spell slots to heal myself back up in wild shape form.
Go right ahead.
And check one of those off.
Now, I would like, who wants to volunteer to roll a d6?
I'll do it.
I shall.
Too late.
Damn it, beat me.
Each one of you take 2 hit points of damage. You are feeling, coughing a little bit now. The haze, this room is still covered in the orange haze, and you are feeling, a little dizzy, a little poison effect from, the fighting and the breathing in and the exerting of yourself, that you can all add that into yourself, but it did a little damage to you.
If only we had some kind of cleric.
Lonnie, are you looking at the door again?
Yes.
It's a door.
I shall study the door.
Don't see any locking mechanism on it.
Oh, that is no good. So I'll go to the south door.
Same thing.
I'll go here and see if I can push it open.
You push you push it open.
Is it just a strength check?
Yeah, well, it just opened. It wasn't locked. It was just,
okay.
Yep. So he didn't ask, then one opened it up.
I'll look over my shoulder and just let out a.
Yeah, you look at when you look into the room there, it's another room. It's the walls of the whole area are covered with this wet and slime, and it's the stucco that would have been covering the walls seems to be kind of saturated with water, and it's decomposing and kind of sloughing off in spots. But you see what looks to be a seam in the wall, and there is another large stone block sitting there. It looks like it's sealed. It's in there, but you can definitely see that there is a break in the wall.
Is the orange mist in this hallway?
You're seeing it is everywhere. Yes.
Clark is going to go down the hallway with his glaive out protruding mightily out in front of him and tap the floor to try to trigger any of these trap plates.
Tap, tap.
That might be there.
Tap,
yeah,
tap.
Tap, tap. All the way down until he gets to the
Keep
end.
going. Keep going. Keep going.
And while he's doing that, I want to push the door open to the south.
You see, I will go down there, Clark. You see a hallway that goes to the north and a stairwell that looks like it's going up, but the top of the stairwell has caved in considerably, looking like it is unpassable.
Okay, so I'll come back and let everyone know that I found that.
All right. Rupert.
While they're doing that, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Go right ahead. And there you go, Rupert. You see a hallway that goes in stairwell down to another door.
And the orange mist is in here too?
Yes, it is, sir.
We're not going to check that door up there.
He's dirty
Doesn't look
over
like
there.
a door. When Clark walked by it, he saw it was, it was exposing the seams of what looks like a large stone in that wall. And along that wall and on that stone is definitely looks like the slime is more of a green coloring than just, definitely got a different tint of color to it than the rest of the slime in the room like you're in here. This is just plain old mud and gunk, but this wall and this area along here, there's definitely not only with the orange, the mist, but they're taste in the you're tasting acid now more of a tart. If acid had a taste to it, you're feeling it now.
I come over here. I'll push on this little stone with my claw.
Roll me a con. And you're trying to push on it with your claw. Just your claw, or your whole paw.
Whole paw, probably.
All right, you push on it. It doesn't quite move, but you pull back away, and you got a point of acid damage. When you touched it, you got sizzling. If you will add a point or take a point off, please.
Yep, I just did. I was like, I'll come back out. Come kind of like truttling out.
So.
And Juan is going down to another door.
West or north?
Juan is down to another door.
I'm going to examine the door.
You found a door. It's definitely, and you see still more of the slime and the, covering the walls and, making it slippery. You've got yourself another door there, senor.
All right. Well, since everybody else was able to push on doors, I shall push on this door and probably set up every trap in God's green earth.
And it's locked.
No, it's not locked.
Oh.
You push on the door, you said?
Yes, I do. It's a pull, not a push.
There. Whoops.
Oh, goody. It's all gross.
I thought cats like to be dirty.
Yep, it's another room. It's wet. Walls are covered with slime. White buildup in this room. There's about an inch and a half of water and mud blanketing the floor. There are some pedestals and pieces of statuary kind of lie broken on the floor. Somewhat buried kind of in the mud. Across the room, you see another door. In the northwest corner, which would be where you're...
It'd be the opposite corner from where I am to my left.
Yeah.
My right as I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Right there is a pedestal that has remained standing. And on it sits what seems to be, you make out, looks like a pyramid structure, but that's about it from where you're at. Something is on the pedestal.
What color
I will step into the room. I'm curious. I gotta look.
What color was the slime in the middle here?
He's moving into a room that's a little bit definitely white, and he also notices above. Oh, hold on there, Juan Sanchez. Get back there. Get back there. You notice in your abilities. Oh crap! Hold on. I had
that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, if I didn't select the right language.
Apparently, Juan has never learned to read.
Okay, there's what you're looking at. I thought I'd put that in there and it was all in that language. But you notice above the door to the west is a dark, wet mass, clings to the wall right above the door. And it looks to be somewhat green in color.
Oh, goody. I will continue towards the pedestal. Like a moth to the flame, I will continue towards that pedestal.
When you get there, you
What
can
is on said pedestal.
give me a intelligence check, a nature check, as you were moving closer to everything. I love you. Sorry, that's not funny.
Looks edible.
Actually, it's just fine because my character would really not care about the naturey stuff anyway.
Well, you didn't. You looked at it one more time and above the door, and you just turned away because the shiny object that looks kind of silverish as you get close to the pedestal. It's a small little pyramid, and that's all. But it's the only thing that's sitting there. Everything else that's kind of laying on the ground was made of stucco or crab, and there's go ahead. You've got it. All right, hold on one second. I will.
And the way I do it, I kind of make it look like I'm like Indiana Jones, with the golden idol in front of him. I kind of look at it.
It's up. I dragged it over the party sheet. You can grab it. It's there.
Sweet.
And then, like you're saying, the fallen statuary, as you were looking at it, is made of stucco, and there looks to be something. One looked like to be in the form of a coyote. Another one had a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed god, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar. You're seeing different types of, beings that you've never seen before, but they definitely represent something, and they're in kind of pieces all around the room.
I don't care. I have the silver pyramid. That's all I care about. I'll turn around and I'll see the bear and I'll be like, "Oh, hello!" And I kind of stick it behind my back and back into my backpack.
Yep, and you notice above overhead, in the ceiling, are colored tiles, and they depict a starry sky, and they're forming strange patterns in the areas above where the pedestals were at. But then as you look down, you're putting two and two together with the pedestals. The rest of them that were below those were these pieces of other, figures that are now broken.
I will see the fact that our bear is over there, kind of hanging out in the doorway. And I was never good with puzzles. I never had the patience to sit down to do them for any amount of time.
I'll just let out a little bear roar.
You were in the wrong module then. Yep, roar. Yep.
Mr. GM, was there any particular color of slime in that circular room where we fought the crab?
No, it was all mud and water. Yep.
Making notes and such.
Yeah, algae slime. It was just like regular, over time. But you're noticing in this room here, this is a little different.
So is there anything on the door itself, like straight ahead?
No, just right above it is this dark, wet green mass.
And can I identify that?
In your form, can you make a nature check?
I think so. I think you can still see. You just can't. I won't be able to communicate it. So you have to whisper if I.
Yeah, and you just happen to know. Yeah, your fire is. Do we still have a fire burning? A regular fire? Or is it just your light?
The fire lasts 10 minutes, but it's not a. I guess it is a fire. It just doesn't burn me.
It's still popping, and it's trying to go out as you move farther and farther into this area. Yeah, you're noticing. You would at first it would appear like it was a big green slime sitting there waiting to drop down on somebody. But as you've looked at it and with more perception, it is just a large colony of algae that has grown up there, and it's kind of just hanging down. But it has an acid coat to it a little bit. You can tell from since you touched the door up there to the north, you're seeing the same kind of stuff here.
Okay, so I'll kind of go over to Cousin Clark here, and I'll kind of reach out with my mouth and kind of grab it at its glaive and kind of like go to lift it up, and then I'll kind of motion back over towards the door and come back over this way and kind of point my paw up as high as my little bear form will allow me to point it up towards the thing.
Cousin Clark?
I'll toss a firebolt at the green thing.
Oh,
Cousin Clark, what?
I don't. Well, I thought the bear was trying to talk to you.
I didn't. I must have missed it. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So Rupert basically walked over to Cousin Clark and like grabbed onto the glaive kind of with his mouth and tried to lift it up, and then turned around and pointed towards the above the door where the green stuff is. Green mass.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
right when he did that, though, the goblin, fired off a. What'd you hit it with? Firebolt, and you hit it, and it just kind of all of a sudden it plops, just kind of falls down onto the ground around the door.
Takes care of that.
So I make motions like I was gonna go and stab it, but then I see that it gets firebolted.
Oh yeah, you were starting to
You
move
can
that
still
way.
stab
Yeah, and it went.
Should I still stab it?
It doesn't look like it's moving.
I look at the bear to see if he nods yes. Should I still stab it?
Yeah, the bear can actually understand you. So the bear just kind of shakes its head like it didn't know, but I don't know. And then it pats the goblin with his claw.
I will still go up and let's use the word poke rather than stab. Just gently.
Yep. No, you poke it a little bit and just kind of move it away, and you see some of it just kind of drip onto your, the end of your weapon there, and kind of, sizzle a little bit. Whatever, it may have had a little extra. I don't know if you cleaned it off after your fight, but it's now glistening a little clean because whatever you had on the tip of your weapon just got burned off.
A little drip on the end of my weapon. I had that problem in the army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it stung.
Okay, so
You moved it out of the way, basically.
Yeah, and then I just I'm satisfied with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can move it out of the way. Yep.
You fling it at the cat.
Did we want to start looking at the break at 7?
Sure.
Yeah, good call.
Thank you very much.
Bourbon break.
Bourbon break. We'll do a bio break for 10 minutes. I've got 9:05, so 9:15, right?
All right.
Okay. We'll see everybody in a little bit. All right, guys. Yep, we're getting there. Just got to get the kinks out of the way, but get them used to this module. But we'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll pick up. Don't go away. All right, we are back, and we are still in a room with a lot of slime, a lot of green goop on the floor that Closing Clark has used his Glavin Flavin to kind of part the Red Sea to to clear a path to the door. What's next?
Someone who's not me should open the door.
I will open the door.
Okay.
While he opens the door, I will cast Cure Wounds on myself again.
Good right ahead.
We'll attempt to open the door without discerning if it's locked or anything. Just open it. If you can.
You open the door, and you're now finding could be the source of what has been causing some of this area to be so wet and full, and of the algae and all that, is the water flow is coming from the hallway and has stopped at that door to some degree, but it was definitely coming up underneath the seam of the door. But that is what you see. Water is flowing towards you.
Okay. I will proceed to the corner because let's find out what's going on.
I will gingerly step around and over the water so I don't get my feet wet.
Cats don't like water.
No.
Ooh, a star.
Just a pretty star.
I'll start walking down the hall, splashing the water with my feet as I go.
All right. So, and is the more stucco of a car, what were pictures or just things that were covering the walls? There's more of it's flaking off. And you see also that there's glowing silver tracks kind of in the slime crisscrossing the walls and ceiling. Is this kind of embedded in all the slime? The same room is just like everything else. It's all coated. The hallway, the ceiling, it's all this lovely yucky slime. And the floor of the passageway still has a layer of mud on it, even though you've got the water that is definitely flowing through a channel here. When Clark comes around the corner there, he sees on the east wall of the passage there is a statue. Looks like it's very tall, about a 12-foot tall statue of a man. Looks like he has some fine clothing, has a stone tray in his raised arms. And here is a picture.
Is it Bob's Big Boy? Oh.
Big dude. And there is... Go ahead.
If he's 12 feet tall, is that like 6 or 7 feet off the floor, that tray?
Yes. Yep. What you're seeing, he's got it holding it, 12 foot tall. He's holding it out just like that. His eyes glisten from your perspective there, Closing Clark. And you see kind of along the back shoulder, looks to be a hilt of a weapon is there. And his statue's it's taken a little damage. There's some chips, it's kind of flaked off the coloring and the texture of the stonework, but that is what you see.
All right, I call forth the kitty rogue to go check out some of this stuff.
Oh, I just figured out why there's slashes all over the wall now.
You sound so far away.
Yeah, you sounded far away there, Doug.
I carefully creep up on the statue. Does anybody else get that reminder that paddle on his back looks like the paddle from Animal House? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
It does.
Oh, you want another? I'll give you one. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I know, guys. Here it comes. He's coming now.
Nope. You make your way right up there. When you're moving closer to it, the right one, the gem that looks to be, or whatever's in the right one, drops out and falls, balancing. Actually, it falls and it kind of balances on his cheek.
Oh, I'm going to climb right up there and go grab those things. I'm going to pry him out of his eyeballs.
Little droopy eyeball.
How much do you weigh? Sorry, I got to ask. Couple hundred?
I don't know. I never wrote it down.
160, 170 maybe?
Yeah, 160, $160, $170, yeah, something like that.
All right. As you're getting close to moving up, give me an investigation check, please.
Alrighty. You want
Are
it
you
in the
still enlarged? or is
No,
that a
you,
one-
you can. I'm just asking for it. You don't know what it's going to mean. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, Tragan.
care
Oh, I'm
less.
sorry, Juan. I'm sorry. I get the names mixed up.
You rolled a wand.
Fixated. I rolled a
Fixated
wand.
on the scratching post.
That's right. He for a moment he thinks that's what that is, and he's kind of scratching on it, and he's reaching up to
Stop.
grab.
I'm just going after those eyeballs. Those
Yeah, that's right.
eyeballs have me fixated.
Well, you grab one and you step, and you get yourself on top of the tray, and you're balancing yourself, putting your body there. And I need I need a dexterity saving throw from you now, please, because what happens is you get there, you're made this statue very top heavy, and it's falling on top of you.
It falls on top of me.
And you take
It up the ass.
8 points of bludgeoning damage, please, sir. If you would put that on yourself. Yes, as it falls on top of you and shatters. The statue kind of falls apart, and by doing so, it pulls away also part of the wall that was behind it, and you look and you see a hallway. Also,
Amigos.
Oh,
a secret.
ha,
Did the weapon come with it?
the weapon fell. It came loose, and it is a sword. And he's got it's laying on the ground right next to the other eyeball. I will put them in the party sheet for you, please.
ha.
I am going to grab the eyeballs.
All right, they're in the party sheet. They're the obsidian. They're 2 obsidian round.
Yep, I got them.
And there is a sword. And one second. Yeah, it's Refined Longsword is its ID name. There you go.
I'm gonna nab it. Or rather, we have an actual sorcerer. So do you want to try and identify this at some point later?
Yeah, you're looking at it. It is in fine condition. It has weathered the rot and the slime down here, and it looks like it is made of could be laminated wood, and inset in it are jagged teeth of obsidian.
It appears to be a sword.
But it is a sword. Mhm, yeah.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
And
I
so,
will get up, dust myself off after I get those eyeballs, and start heading down this little hallway.
I'm not going to take it off the sheet, but I'll hold on to the long sword and identify it later. Possibly.
yes, sir. Okay. He begins to move down the hallway. One sec. More hallway.
I'll keep on going. Probably tripping every trap along the way.
More hallway.
Oh my gosh.
And then you see this.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just kind of water beads kind of collect upon the walls, and the flooring is very cold and damp, a little bit different. You are still all seeing the orange haze. It has not abated at all anywhere in the areas that you're at. But you are definitely big guys. This ceiling here in this hallway is only about 5 feet tall.
I go to all fours and start going that way across the floor as I scrabble along.
Even I have to crouch.
Is it even possible for the bear to go through there?
No, it is not in the bear form.
I will duck down so as to walk below the ceiling.
I will reduce the bear.
So it's a cub.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nice. That is beautiful.
Now, you
It's
have
a
a minute to get through here before it wears off, so hurry.
All right. I'll start roaring to see if my voice is higher pitched too.
All right, and Hawan moves into the room. There's water coming from the north, and let me get the room here. One sec.
Splash, splash, splash.
Ow!
In the center of the hallway is water is accumulating in the center of the corridor and flows towards you. Doo-doo-doo.
Is it accumulating? Is it dripping from the ceiling, or how is it? Or is it bubbling up from below, or how do we?
Looks like it's probably coming out from underneath that door.
Oh, is it flowing from the door or from the puddle?
No, it's coming. The water accumulates in the center of the corridor and flows westward to where there is a stone block where that door is, where Eddie and the rest of the group is at. But where this water's at there, you can't tell.
I'm calculating that this is the source of the water, not the end point of it.
It looks like it may be dripping up above, down.
All right, let's get a little closer.
Yeah, I'm going to take a run and jump right over the top of that puddle.
Okay.
I'll come investigate it just to see if it is in fact dripping from the ceiling or bubbling up from below, or what the story is.
Roll me a perception check in the tower, please?
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's a drip from the ceiling up above.
Okay, and how far is that ceiling up above? Is it still 5 feet here?
No, it is not. The regular ceilings are about 20 feet tall. Doors you're seeing are either going to be, you've seen one or two you haven't opened up that are bronze, but the rest of them are just slabs of stone. And most of the hallways here are 20 feet. And that's what you're seeing here. Kind of drips and then puddles and then forms enough of a gravity forms it, and it takes it down the hallway and then under the door to your west, as that is. So.
And then is it like just condensation on the ceiling, or is there an opening in the ceiling that the water is pouring through?
It looks like it's just kind of coming through. Maybe there's a small crack there. But it definitely takes a moment to, time to form, and then a drop will drip down, and then it'll form again like a slow leaking faucet.
Okay, so Clark all of a sudden becomes very scared that a bathtub might come crashing through the ceiling.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to be under that.
Amigo, shall I open the door?
Yes, my friend, open it.
When as you begin to move that, give me a perception check, please. Straight out.
Who?
You, Hawan. You're at the door. Once again, he is right on.
Oh my God!
Justice has been served.
Let's be honest, Rob. You know my dice. My dice suck balls.
That's right.
Criticals. That's the only two things it does.
Clark he's opening
you guys did get that update.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right,
he opens up the door. When he does,
Meow.
as you're opening the door, you're opening the door. This is a little bit different. You hear as the door's creaking open. I'll give you Juan. Give me a dex check, please.
Just a regular dex check.
Regular dex check. I'm just wanting to see. Okay, so this is good ability. What I'm getting ready to tell you, an option. Basically, you hear a faint, melodious sound coming from up ahead. It is difficult to tell whether it is someone singing or it's the echo of dripping water in the great cavern. But do you want to continue? I'm giving you the ability to stop opening the door, just as you're alerted to what this sound is that's coming from up ahead, or you can just continue to let the door open up.
I'm going to continue to let the door open up because you know what? That's a curious sound, and I'm curious.
Do I hear the sound as well?
Not well. As soon as the doors opened up, yes. But he was right there at the front, and it was very faint. But as you've opened it up, the sound will filter into the room a little bit. And there's a soft. The room is soft lit. Shows a kind of what looks like a rocky beach area. There's a little sand along the western part of the room, and then there is this glowing pool of water filling up about half the room. and framed by what is definitely the rest of it is a crystal cavern. Light seems to flow from everywhere, the pool, the walls, and it's this soft moonlight. And on the far side of the pool, you see a set of doors with a sun symbol that looks very similar to the sun symbol that you saw on the beginning door. Sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool right here is from what Juan can see, is a young, slim woman with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates a soft silvery light, even through the shawl that is white, looking at the shawl that she carried. Oh, hell, he's just going to run right on up there.
Back. You didn't see that back there.
I'm letting Juan know. Juan must know. Put it back. Let Juan discern this to you. So she is singing this strange melody in another language that you do not understand there, Juan. And right as you're watching and looking back and everybody else is hearing this, she finishes her song and she just leaps straight up in the air from where she's at in this lovely dive and arcs right into the water.
I step inside the room and close the doors behind me.
Must be one of those cigar virgins.
And I will immediately walk over towards the water to about here. Pardon me, Senorita, come back to me. You are lovely, the loveliest woman I have seen thus far today. Please, come back. Speak to Juan for a moment.
Out of just kind of, you hear briefly a splash of water and then back in, and you just hear this silvery laugh. And then a splash of water again. And what you're seeing is that the good half of this cavern is filled with water, and it definitely, there's a flow that goes down into the door. Oh, sorry.
Down into my pants.
Yeah, no. To another door to your south. And you can see from where you're standing at that there's a small kind of ledge lip around right under the water that is barely just a foot or two right there. The water's about that deep, and it's the ledge, and then from there it looks like it gets deeper, and it rings the whole area along the walls, kind of what you're seeing, because this water is fairly clear up until it goes out into the center. Then it becomes more, it's cloudy enough that you can't see what's happening in the water.
I'll continue to stand at the edge of the water. I'll kind of bend down a little bit and hold my hand out gently and keep calling her over to me. Could I utilize a persuasion check, perhaps?
Go right ahead. You look out again real quick, and you see another, her head kind of pops out of the water, and it's another giggle.
Then I will take out my ocarina and I will begin to play.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I'm a bard too, bitch.
You are a fraction of the bard I am, sir.
Yes, 1/4.
Exactly.
And you play, and nothing happens.
As in, no sound comes out?
Yeah, you're playing. So what is it going to do? What are you wanting it to accomplish?
I'm just playing to see if it'll allay her, and I will wait for the rest of the PCs to do whatever they want to do, because basically I opened the door, walked in, closed the door behind me, and went over and started playing. So whatever they're going to do, let them do.
All right, yes, to the rest of the party down there. The door's shut. You've got water dripping above Eddie's head and Glib's head, forming a pool that then flows down to this western part with another door. And you lost track of Juan as he walked in and shut the door.
Clark will
Cousin
walk
Eddie's
up to
freaking out.
Is there a handle on the door, or?
Nope. Nope, it's just a door. Two stone doors that just looks like he pushed them open and then pushed them back.
Clark will walk up to the stone doors and put his palm on one of them and flex his bicep, but not apply any pressure, and then say, "Oh yeah, that's locked. He went in there," and then start walking the other way.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, he clearly wants to be alone. Let's give him his privacy.
I can't get in there because this bear's big ass is in my way.
You can go through the bear.
Because Nettie will edge by the bear real quick, kind of like making sure that he's got hole-to-hole action going on, and then try to slam into the door really hard.
The bear just keeps kind of glomming on next to you.
Well, you hit that door and you almost fall through it. You come, it opens up and you come into the room and you see Juan playing, and you see this silvery water and the light, and it's just beautiful.
I'll come running into there and kind of almost stumble into the cat, knocking him into the water.
Sorry, Juan. Did you want to say something?
Amigo, do not frighten her. She's in the water. Shh. And I'll go back to playing.
She will. Let's see.
Orange Mist is in here too?
Yes, it is, sir. It is not abated at all. And
I started going back down the hallway.
well, you heard a voice. There were several. It kind of echoed in a couple different languages, and then this language came across and perked the ears up of two individuals. Benazar.
Rupert comes back into the room.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Rupert growls, "Arr, arr."
And she then pops up out of the water, and you will see her kind of floating there, a little bit of head and a little bit of her shoulder, and and then you hear her speak. And what does this say? Okay.
It's so quiet.
Sorry, making the typing here. So she hear her speak again, and
Yeah, he'll respond to that.
she asks, and then she has another response that comes out.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure. There's something off.
Rupert starts to growl.
The rest of the group, not understanding the anything that's being said,
that
though.
bear always growls.
Because Nettie hurls a javelin at her.
Considering the bear's right behind me, I'm going to slide over because I don't like the bear growling right behind me. But I'll continue playing.
And hits her.
You dastardly man. All right. You guys can give me initiative rolls, please. Tell puzzles are not going to be the forte of this group. When you do that, she screams out from the damage. and she calls out, and you hear her say this word. It sounds like chalk. And as she does that, she turns, and you see this water that's just to the right of her begin to heave and boil. And all of a sudden, coming up and out of the water is this form of a human, and it looks like it's got an elephantine head, wearing an elaborate headdress, and it's holding a trident. It rises up out of the water towards you.
Okay.
Benazar.
Yep. Let me check one spell here real quick.
Nuclear bomb. I hope that's the spell you're checking.
No. I will bring forth my bandore and start to play a little tune. Get back to my
A little jig.
And then I will cast Crown of Madness upon the thing in the middle there.
Okay. And
all right. So it is charmed as a twisted crown of jagged iron on its head, and madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose.
it didn't work.
Didn't?
It did not work.
Okay. Not a humanoid?
No, it is what you're seeing is a watery form.
Okay.
It fades in and out of being solid.
Well then, never mind.
You can. Anything else?
Nope.
Juan
is going to continue playing as Ocarina, and he is going to target cousin Eddie with this and give him protection from evil and good. As soon as I put it on my character sheet property. And then I, too, am going to back my butt up to the corner.
You see this watery creature, this what is human, with this big elephantine head. It begins to move, kind of sashaying through the water, points its trident at cousin Eddie, and this jolt hits you. And you step aside, Eddie, as it fires out from the trident, or looks to be right under the trident. This bolt kind of comes flying out, and you just do a sidestep, and it hits and sizzles in the sand behind you.
That was a failed saving throw.
Fail. Oh, it was failed. My bad. He got hit by it then. Thank you.
Sorry to throw you under the bus there.
Yeah, I read it wrong. It hits him head on and stuns him. His eyes roll up in the back of the head. Clark.
All right. Clark is going to come bebop, skeep, scab, and skip into his loo right up here. And is going to try to poke this monster that just did some damage to my dude. Oh, snap.
Yeah, you seem to have hit. Yeah, your glaive went through that to some degree, but you went into the water, and what you would have thought when it would have stopped or felt rough when it hit the surface, went in kind of easy and then hit something, and you were pulling it back as though not all is what it appears that you're looking at.
Okay.
Alrighty, she will. Actually, she is going to pop under the water. Ruprecht.
All right, Ruprecht will move forward to here, and I'll try to bite it. I was kind of thirsty anyway, so this is kind of like kill two birds with one stone.
What a coincidence, because I was looking for a litter box.
You're standing in one. Same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you bit into it, and it was the water shape, was definitely water, but then something is inside, deeper inside what you're seeing there. It took you a second before you hit actual flesh.
All right. I'll try to claw into that same spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and burn another one of my spell slots to get some more healing in my current form. There we go. Cool. And that's it for me.
Okay. Eddie?
Since I am stunned, is there any way for me to break that or anything?
And it's true. Stun is target until the end of... No, it is until the end of its next turn.
In that case, I will pass my turn. Can I take the dodge action?
That's right.
My question about the stun, by the way, is it a charm, fright, or possession effect?
Okay, it is... Takes... If the target... Well, it looks like it's not coded anyway. It is just simply stun damage from the lightning bolt that came out of the end of the trident and hit him.
Oh,
okay. Just kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. That's what it says. Glib.
Don't worry, guys. I have just the product. I reach into my bag of tricks and throw a ball in the general direction of that thing. And I produce a lion. Where that thing
Nice.
A lion in the water all of a sudden?
Yes.
Sweet.
And what does this lion do?
Well, I can't access the precise description because it's a magic item. The MG is not open. But this is a bag of tricks. It produces a friendly creature off of the table, and 7, it produces a lion.
Oh, sweet.
They
A
did a
lion is a large
lion.
beast. 26 hit point. It looks like it's got a pounce option and a bite and claw. With pack tactics.
The lion probably goes on.
Swimming in the water. Do I need to bring up a lion?
Bring a lion and then drag it over to him. He can control it if you want.
I have the sheet for lion.
All right. Does it get its own? Are you controlling it? How's it affecting in combat?
It's just friendly to the party, so it probably has. Wish I could precise wording on the bag of tricks right now. It probably just goes on my turn with my inference.
Here, I'm gonna put it. You now have a lion.
Does the bag of tricks description not tell you all that information?
The creature is friendly to you and your companions. It acts on your turn. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves, what action it takes on its next turn. So,
Okay.
as a bonus action, I will tell the lion to attack the bad guys. And on my next turn, it will do so.
Is it swimming in the water? All right. Benazah.
Okay. Okay, now there's a lion, and there's a jack, and theoretically there's an elf-like thing in the water.
No tigers.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But I kind of look like a tiger.
Close
yeah.
enough.
Lions and tigers and bears.
That's
oh my.
All here.
I'll just do the fairy fire thing.
Doug, are you gonna switch to the put 'em up from the Wizard of Oz?
Aw.
She's Chalk succeeded.
Chalk's
So
going down.
Benazar, does that make you Dorothy?
What?
Does that make you Dorothy?
I didn't.
He didn't want to
I
answer.
didn't catch,
Somebody's
I didn't catch the
photo.
setup for that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
catch the
lions
setup
and
for that.
tigers and bears. Oh my! Who's gonna be the? Anyway, no.
Plan.
All right, so I'm gonna back my butt into the corridor a little bit, setting off, of course, a trap, I'm sure, and I'm gonna fire my short bow at Chuck.
Okay. Goes right through, and you hear it. It goes right through and hits the wall behind, and falls into the water.
Excellent. Then I'm gonna use my bonus action to stealth.
Okay. All right. Chalk slides right up to the shoreline there and tries to bite down on Cousin Eddie and gives him a bunch of love. And then reaches
I can
back
take it.
again and hits and does it again.
Oh no.
And Eddie goes down face first into the sand.
Ouch.
Cousin Clark.
Tell my story.
Since I see Cousin Eddie go unconscious, I have to yell my battle cry of Fakir and charge up here and stab this guy. Oh no. I do not do a good job of that, so I will use my action surge and try it again.
That's better.
There we go. And now I yell out, "Someone help the man!"
Yeah,
'Cause he is down.
so what happens when you connect with that, the watery figure all of a sudden begins to fall apart, and it looks like a large eel was swimming or part of it, and is now floating kind of on top of the water, begins to sink down, and you hear this kind of a cry come out from, and she's actually going to take a turn after Ruprecht, but she comes up out of the water yelling in a language that is very similar to what the crab and them were talking. You don't understand it.
Can I kind of jump across there to there? Don't need to make a check to go across the water.
No, that's only 5 feet. You're good.
All right, so I'll run over this way and try to bite into her. So what does she look like? Is there a picture or anything, or no?
Let me see. She is, I don't know. 1 second. I'm going to find out. Artwork.
She looking like a man.
No, she looks like a fey creature, basically. Y'all would know what that is. I do not have anything that looks like.
I don't like these fake bitches. All right, so
Fake bitches.
all right,
Usually, if there's artwork, then the token wouldn't be a letter; it would be a picture.
that's
Right?
probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I missed with the bite, but I catch her with the claw. The claw. Give her the claw.
Give her the claw. Give it to her.
Okay.
The claw. All right. Yep, and that's it. And then you said she goes after me.
She's going to come. Yeah, she's going holding it when that happened, and she will. Since you decided to move close to her, she
Hit me.
You were hit, and and you.
I'm back to normal.
Max
Well,
damage.
you-
Holy moly.
You get hit by it. Your eye patch basically didn't protect you. This got into your eyes, and now you cannot see. Acid is burning away at the moment. Glib.
All right, I will fire a firebolt in her direction. Then my kitty cat will bite at her.
For those of you that didn't notice, Cousin Eddie got a death failure, so on a 1, he will die.
I got it.
All right. Just making the party
Yes.
aware.
Lions.
Yeah, and I meant to ask that I had it set that everybody rolls their death saves. I couldn't remember how we did it unless you wanted it to be auto. I figured everybody would want to do it themselves. So I can't remember what we were doing beforehand.
Yeah, we were all rolling for ourselves.
I was making sure. Good. All right, the line, anything else, or is that it?
That's it for me.
Benazah.
All right. As my action, I will shout out. I feel like I'd be able to understand you better if your parents were second cousins instead of first.
Wow, that was rough.
Oh, okay.
She succeeded.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word as a second level spell on Cousin Eddie.
Okay.
So I'll add a D4 to this because I haven't programmed that yet. All right.
You can right click it.
Yeah.
While you have it held in the mouse.
Okay.
Add an
I'll
extra
do that
die.
next time.
Mm-hmm. So I need to add 4 more on to Eddie there. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Done.
And that'll be my turn.
Juan.
Take the stunned effect off of me, good sir.
Will do. Yep.
All right, so I step forward a touch, and I see Dasa.
Dude, I'm smaller now, so I'm not in the way.
And I will fire me short bow at Dasazats. And since he is right there next to him,
She.
He's talking about Rupert.
I said Ruprick.
Oh.
It's right there next to her.
That
And then I will step back over this direction, and as a bonus action, I am going to target Cousin Clark. Be inspired, my man.
Oh, yes.
He feels it.
Thank you. I feel inspired.
Clark.
And now I'm going to inspire her to die. Die, bitch. Ah, crap. I leave it to someone else to finish her off.
You got inspiration, yo.
Inspiration doesn't help me get another attack.
Oh, I thought we were
I
doing
hit.
rerolls. Oh, you did.
No,
hit.
no, I did hit. I just didn't do enough damage.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't kill her.
I don't know, Doug,
Yeah.
if you look in the chat window, it'll tell you
the chat window.
Oh.
we know you're new at this. We're patient. Don't worry about it.
Gotta get one in every night. Every time we play, we gotta get one of those Doug Davison jokes in.
You could also join the Fantasy Grounds College Discord channel and
Yeah,
go
yeah,
through
you
the
do that
education
too.
process.
All right, she's continuing her attack on the Rupert that's standing in front of her, and you see this. It's basically a cube of water, 5-foot cube of water. Just
Actually, I don't see that because.
You're blinded. That's right. My bad. Well, everybody else sees this big cube of water kind of form up and takes the shape of the eel. And just slams right into Rupert.
Owie. Ow!
and it knocks you down. Now you're blinded and knocked down.
Very nice.
Let me see. How long does the blind? Okay. And when she hits you with that water, it washes the acid out of your eyes. And
I was going to ask if I could always switch my eye patch to the other eye.
No, it kind of got through under both. Yeah, it hit you both. But yeah, it basically gave you a nice bath, and her own attack washed away the acid, and now you can see. But you definitely fell down to the ground.
All right, so I will stand up, so I'm not prone. And I'm going to pull out my big old shillelagh, and I'm going to use that. Make it grow in front of her. Like, now you done did it. Here comes my big shillelagh. And I'm going to see if I can hit her with it. If I can find... There it is. Big old shillelagh. Oh, yeah.
My big old shillelagh, it says.
It looked more impressive at first.
It shrunk in the water.
It's cold. The water's cold. The water's cold, everybody.
Isn't a shillelagh a 1d8? No?
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, shillelagh's out to be 1d8.
Yep, die becomes
It
D8.
is. Oh, what am I doing? I could have sworn I had that fixed. All right, so yeah, let me redo that.
You want to redo the damage? Let me take it off, or do you want to?
Yeah. That sounds good.
I'll take it off here 1 sec. All right.
Take it off, Jeff.
Never use fancy ground.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
That's not a pretty sight, though.
I used my little shillelagh when I needed to use the big shillelagh. I didn't finish letting it grow before I swung it.
Okay, you hit, and there's damage.
All right, a little bit more damage. All right, let's see. As a bonus action, let's see who's hurting the worst. Probably me, actually. No,
Yeah, probably.
Actually, yeah, probably me. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Well, she is too. If you want to heal her.
Yeah, I want to do the healing. I'm gonna hold out. I think you guys can take her before. So I'm just gonna pass my turn.
Cousin Eddie, what would you like to do?
I would like to stand up, good sir.
Yes, sir.
How deep is the water along the shore?
It is a couple of feet and then drops off fairly rapidly. Just a couple of step and then go down.
Would it be considered difficult terrain?
Yes, it would be.
What about if I went? Let's see here.
Now, point it out. Make me a perception check, please, since you're looking at the water. Rupert can too.
I want to skirt around Cousin Clark. I basically want to go 5, 10, 15 to there is what I'm trying to do.
You can do that.
Okay. Well, there's my perception. Cousin Eddie will light his cigar up, go into a rage, recklessly attack, and swing at this person.
You got a hit on her.
Excellent.
And her head flies off. Yes, you cut straight across in your anger, and her body begins to, the head bobs in the water, and the rest of it kind of floats and begins to sink.
I like how it just says unconscious. That's fun. She's just sleeping. All right.
What you noticed on the side over there is a ledge, 5-foot ledge that starts at the shoreline and goes all the way around to the doors.
I got a good feeling about the sun symbol, like we might be able to rest behind this door or something. Because we're not going to be able to rest out here.
True. I could summon some berries for us to eat, though. That'll help.
Yeah. That helps people.
I'll grow a new batch of berries under my belt.
Oh no.
No berries.
Who would like some?
Glib, watch out for the berries.
Well, before you said that,
Any takers?
What are they? 1 point a pop?
1 point.
I'll have a berry.
Yes, my druidy friend. I would like many berries.
Okay,
Cousin
dispense with the berries here. Let's see. There, 1.
Cousin Eddie will drink a potion of healing.
Go right ahead.
Are we in a good place to take a short rest?
Well, here I forgot. If you don't have it, I allow the part of my deal in your time in Waterdeep. Each of you would have 2 potions of healing in your inventory. There's part of the gift. So if you don't have those, you would have them now.
awesome.
Nice.
8, 9.
Yeah, I'm guessing because of the poison mist, we're not going to be able to rest.
I would like everybody to roll me a check on that, whether it's perception, nature, whatever you think would give you the best ability to understand what you're dealing with this gas.
Would investigation work?
If you want to roll it. Oh boy.
I'm going to use my inspiration since I have
I'll-
a -1 to all of them.
I'll just use nature.
All right, you're rolling high enough. The few of you with the insight are understanding that this gas, what you're seeing, it's in here too, and it is very light in weight. You can tell, and it fills the whole room, but it's definitely higher. As you look up in the ceilings, you can see where it's gathered more. But everything, it is at eye level, at waist level, and it's just all hanging there. There's no movement in it. You are understanding and knowing that you will take poison damage every hour that you spend inside this gas.
But didn't you say it's like just up high though? So if we all like lay down on the ground, we're good?
It says the gas is light, so it accumulates closer to the ceiling, but it is everywhere in the rooms though. So, but you just don't want to go. It obscures in some areas, and some ceilings it'll obscure more, but it is everywhere, covering from floor to ceiling.
It'd be nice if somebody had like a Liam's tiny hut or a bag of holding we can climb in.
That's a level 3 spell. I'm not level 5 yet. God. Working on it. All right. Who wants to be brave and open the door?
So Eddie, I mean, what you're saying is right. Yeah, you could take a rest, but you will, as you're resting, though, you still have it's a D6 of damage that you would still take, even though you get the rest. You know how that works. So.
Let's spend another round eating some berries, and then let's move on. Try to go through the door.
Yeah, I tentatively put my foot out on that ledge to check it.
It's solid. It's stone. It is definitely a stone pathway that cuts around that line, as you see, and ends at the door. It's sitting right there. Okay. And it's only
I will take my time.
It's only 2 feet deep. So.
Okay. Well, I will take my time, and I will go around said ledge.
You may proceed.
The door.
Mm-hmm. All right. You see a door.
3 batches of berries.
There is definitely the sun symbol, and there are keyholes in the door.
Are any of them square with kind of a weird pointed shape in them?
Could be.
I will reach into the backpack and I will pull out the pyramid.
Doesn't fit.
What about the little hook, crook from before?
Could be.
My friends, there are many keyholes. Start throwing me things.
Yes, try this one.
Put that in. But I guess this is what, the shepherd's crook?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Try that.
It kind of fits in there a little bit. When you push it in and kind of push on the door as you're trying to put it in, the door seems to want to open.
It wants to open.
Yeah, you're just pushing a key in, so you've got a little strength push there happening. The door looks like it's wanting to open.
Okay, wait. Let's check it for traps first.
Roll me a perception in the tower, please.
All right. 1.
Nope, there appears to be no traps, and you're looking at it, and you don't even think the damn thing's locked.
Oh, then I'll just push it up.
That's what. There you go.
Ah, the key worked.
What makes me laugh my butt off is the fact that the druid has advantage on visual perception checks, and he only has one eye.
That's right.
I've been training my eye.
That's right. It's taken over for his other eye. You see water that definitely is flowing from under the crack of the door, and it continues on east, and there seems to be a turn in the hallway there.
All right, I guess it's my turn to be the Polish mine detector. So I will go from this corner of the hallway to this corner of the hallway in a straight line as quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, it's difficult terrain because the water's about 3 feet deep and it's cold, different from the other water, and it's very slippery along the
shrinkage.
Yep.
I love my boots of striding and springing.
Yep, and you move along, and there you go.
Oh my god, it gets us out of the water. I'll do a cat leap. Right up there. I'll be like, oh yes.
How long's your lion last?
Till dawn.
Till what?
Or until dawn or until it's killed.
Nice.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're in the middle of the night, yeah. So when you fell in. Okay. Everybody comes out of the water. And it's, you're taking your time. Not a problem.
My friends, before we open this next door, would we like to rest here in the hallway?
You find, and you're looking at some bronze doors. These doors are different now that you're looking at. They are bronze.
Is it gassy here too?
Yes, it is.
I say let's keep going.
Let's continue.
Eddie had too much beans.
I shall, nearly as undamaged as I am, I shall be the person to open these doors.
We can still check it first if you'd like.
Pass. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I open them right up without even. Wait for the
that
bomb
one
to
moment
explode
where we
in my
get all
face.
brazen because everything's unlocked and untrapped and everything. It's like, oh, this is going to be just the same way as when we get that fireball that goes down the hallway.
Shh, don't say that, Jeff. Shh. Everything feels safe here. All right, on the hallway. All right, there's rubble everywhere. This hallway's about 20 feet wide, and there's piles of rubble along the wall and all the way down the hallway here.
I'll recast my flame. It's probably about 10 minutes, right?
Yes, and it's sputtering. Actually, as you've got deeper in the room, it's now only giving you half the distance of your viewing that you would normally have. You see more rubble and debris just scattered this hallway. The walls are covered with frescoes, and they depict just different scenes and pictures of life and times of what had been happening, possibly in the end. Yeah, lovely. He just keeps on rolling.
I love fresco burgers.
You ain't gonna lock the tokens on me. I'm gonna fucking go.
Yeah, I know. You're good right now. Oh, I hate when I do that. Ugh.
Now is that on the wall or what? This writing, I mean.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah. Here we go. Now, what you see as you were walking by, and from where you're at right there, there is a north wall depicts people. Looks like they are questing for new land. Looking over, there's a whole picturesque of different scenes, crossing over mountains, sailing over storms-tossed seas, and looks like their god or some type of god is blessing down, receiving them guidance. There are battles taking place. There are homelands being invaded, and in the center of that wall is a painting of a pyramid with the temple on top of it, and the sun is shining down over the land just right above the top of the temple. When you continue looking,
I'm going to stop and actually look at this for a moment, and I'm actually going to contemplate it for a minute.
And to continue on down there, there seems to be the hallway continues on, and there's an archway right here, and there looks to be some vines and stuff kind of draped over a little bit there, but the hallway continues on to your west.
My druid friend, come.
You said
Come look at this.
that's drapes, you said?
It's like vines.
Oh, vines, okay.
I don't know why. Well, I know why. Drapes sounded so funny to me, but in this group.
Yeah, I didn't mean the curtains, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, vines. I'm going to go down near the vines.
All right, roll me a perception check when you get there.
This looks so familiar to me. In Mastika, my homeland, that you see, we have temples very much like this one, these mustaba. And they have temples upon them. And inside, we have one of people waving goodbye to people on sailing ships that sail off into the sun that look very much like this. So this must be where they arrived. These are my people.
But they're not cats.
We were not always cats. I
How is
lift
that so?
my paw and kind of rub it past my eyebrow.
What
You
were
got-
you?
Cursed at one point?
Our people, you see, no, we were not cursed. We were blessed. We were blessed by the panther god, and we became very powerful with the spirits of the cat, the jungle cat, and we have been born this way ever since.
You just see vines. They look like they get a little thicker, Clark, as you were walking up closer to them.
Okay, and I turn around and I cut my hands over my mouth and I yell, "Thick vines!"
Shut up, Rob. You make me laugh. Shut up. Out of my head.
Okay, Juan. I think I understand. I think that is a blessing. Better to be a cat than a human.
Ah, humans.
And they came all
No
this
need.
way just to be subjugated by good times. That's for the lore fans.
Mm-hmm.
The subjugation. That would be a good band name.
Very niche. Only be playing it like,
Right.
Gen Con indie.
So what's up with this little bar at the bottom?
There's just
Vines.
there's
Those are
some
vines.
there's some vines there, and they're actually, Rupert. Now that you've gotten closer, roll me a perception check. Clark checked and just saw vines. They actually are serpents, not vines. As you've gotten
hello.
closer,
Hey,
They're-
cousin Clark, those are serpents.
Those don't look
Snakes.
like vines anymore.
Cousin Eddie backs
Are they
the hell up.
alive?
He does not like
no, they're just carved and part of the working in the. It's an archway that's over this area, and it is these serpents are intertwined and make the archway. That is why it's red.
So they are hanging there as if they're like 70s beads.
Something like that. But
that,
the whole
that you can brush aside to go through and,
Yeah,
and
part
like
of it,
that,
but the
right?
whole
Okay.
archway is also two big twining serpents.
Okay.
The video we watched earlier indicated that they were doing pyramids.
Okay, you're gonna love this. I'm sure how they make this work. Juan, would you roll me a
Just save.
a perception check, please?
Alright. you want me to roll right out?
No, roll. You roll. Oh yeah, I want you to roll right in the front. Yeah, I want everybody to see it. I'm having fun with it. Well,
not a 1.
no,
Excellent.
it's not a 1. But what has happened is the way that the wall and the frescoes look, you walked right through that, and it looks like it was continuing on westward. The halls just kept going, but it's actually a wall, and you didn't perceive it in time, and you walked straight into the wall.
You got Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Yes, I got coyote.
And you bludgeoned. You just kind of slammed right into it, thinking that you were going somewhere. Then you took 5 points of damage.
Oh, there's a wall here.
And and to your left and to your right are hallways, or more little nooks. What do you do?
I will investigate the north nook.
So were these not living serpents?
No, they're not living serpents. All right. When you step there, the serpents react. It basically perform, and bars drop down, straight down, and cut off the whole archway there. A set of horizontal bars closing off the archway there.
Oh, I saw this.
Found a trap.
Lego Batman. If I stand on that spot and you stand on this spot, my shit plays this game.
Saw this in Lego Batman.
Well, mi amigo. We may as well try. Let's see. Let's move off these spots.
The bars don't go back up.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah. So,
And
If only we had some bugbears that are capable of lifting bars and bending gates and stuff like that.
Oh wow, there's a haul back, the second edition.
Because Nettie's
Alright.
not going near them effing snakes, alive or not.
Clark is going to try to... so bars came down. Is that what you said?
That is correct.
I'm going to search for a lever. Or a switch.
I'm going to try to lift the bars back up.
Yes.
Assuming I can't do it, but I'll give it a shot.
Go right ahead.
Operation.
Haul.
And what do you want me to do for
Strength
that?
check. Just give me a strength check, please.
That's nearly as the best I can do.
They go. You're able to get a grip to pull, and try to get them up. It looks like they don't. There's gravity's wanting to shut them back down. You push them up. They're not locking, so it is able to get it up far enough that they can come up underneath it, and get out. But you know that when you let go, the bars will drop back down.
Okay, so I'll let them out. And once they're out, I'll let the bars go back down.
Correct?
Just hold that for like an hour while we continue to explore back here. No.
Well, there are 6 squares in there. We could go in there and take a rest, and then
But the mist is here, right?
The the gas is here also. Yes, it is.
True.
This place sucks, man. There's there's got to be another place back here.
Well, amigos, you're the ones who told me when I was levitating up towards the hole in the ceiling with the rope that you did not want to leave because you wanted to explore. I tried to be the smart one.
That is true. Hey, Clark, are you still holding that thing?
I can be.
Is it heavy?
It's
Yes.
pretty heavy.
Yes, it's heavy. He's sweating.
I'll kind of take my shillelagh and just kind of tap him in the nuts and be like, does that distract you? Or you
That's 1d8.
Yes.
No,
Bam.
24 now. It's struck back down. Yeah. But no, if you're still holding it, we could probably check back there. There might be another secret door back here.
There are 2 other doors we missed down there. Down south.
Door?
Yeah, there's 2 doors in the western part of the dungeon we missed.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, there's...
Yeah.
What's the purpose of this little hallway
Right.
here?
It is odd that you come down to a hallway, there's something blocking it, you go in, and there's nothing. That is odd. It seems there would be something.
Can we pile some rocks up to hold the gate up while he's holding it? There's a lot of rocks around.
There's plenty. Yeah, there's some rocks. You could probably get a couple inches. I mean, there's rubble. Some of the rocks will crumble because the weight of the bars are pretty heavy. But as far as getting it so that there's a couple inches, maybe, sure. If you wanted to do that.
What
But
about
to do that takes time as you're moving around and exertion on yourselves.
What about the vine? You said, were there other actual vines anywhere?
No, they looked like vines to Clark because I was giving him perception checks and he was not getting anywhere near it. When you got closer and all that, the archways, there were snakes, but they are two big serpents that intertwine each other to make that archway that y'all are standing looking at.
Do any of our rogue people have any ability to like disable this thing?
There's no need to disable this.
Doesn't look like there is a way to disable it. It's just full on gravity now, pulling the bars down and wanting to create a wall there now.
What I find unusual is the fact that there was a double door that had a sun on it. That leads to snakes. Snakes don't like the sun.
Well, maybe it was a trap. Make you think that the sun was the good way to go, and then ends up not being the good way to go.
In that case, we shall vamonos. We should go back the other way.
I want to look, just kind of peek around inside there a little bit.
The only thing, there's really the stucco's kind of worn off and all that. The only thing that you've really seen that stood out was the pyramid and there's some of the frescoes along the northern wall in the center area.
Let's take a look at those.
Yeah, they're right.
So they're painted right onto the wall. There's not like no tapestries or anything like that.
No,
right?
this is all stucco. This is all painted. Yes, they didn't have tapestries, or they way back then they didn't make it that way. So this was all kind of painted with whatever their color is that they could make at the time, and a lot of it has fallen apart, and over time has rotted and faded out. But like you said, along the whole wall, this northern wall, this depiction of different experiences of battle, of gods, giving guidance to their followers, the sailing over storm-tossed seas, mountain ranges, and in the center is a painting is of the pyramid. With the temple on top of it, and the sun is shining kind of as above it, and you can kind of see the rays are drawn, and they kind of shine down on top of the temple.
Do we have anything that's pyramid shaped? I'll check the area, see if there's any that looks like impressions or.
You can give me a perception check.
Parts like that keystone, very beginning.
You have to get up and look at it if you like, but Rupert is looking. Oh, Rupert goes.
I'll just push it on the wall too.
You notice that a portion of the work where the sun is depicted separates from the rest of the drawing and can be depressed. You could actually push the sun.
I'll push it in with my shillelagh.
Give it some Ambien. That'll break it up.
I just tell it that life has no inherent meaning.
Aww,
that's going to really make it depressed.
Depress that wall.
You see the wall latches, it kind of it opens up and is a hallway that goes off in the distance.
And is there gas in there?
There is gas there too, gents.
Damn it.
The search for less gas continues.
Come on, who keeps feeding Eddie the beans? Every door we open, there's gas.
I think I know how these people perished.
Now, we were approaching the pyramid when we fell into this hole and ended up down here, right?
That's correct.
Relative to our entry, where was the pyramid?
Far off in the distance.
Yeah, but in which cardinal direction?
Well, you're knowing from where you fell in that it was north.
Okay.
So
Yep.
we're getting closer, maybe.
if we continue to head north, we ought to end up underneath the pyramid, barring some.
Could be, yeah. You're the chambers you have definitely not noticed. Well, except to, okay, so the door opens up a little bit. The wall opens up, and what you're seeing is a hallway that continues on northward. The floor of the passageways is about 8 feet above the floor where you're at. So you have to kind of climb up. Yep.
If only somebody had levitate, they could go up to the...
About 8 feet. You also, who is, let me see, because it's another map. Eddie, you hear when they're happening and all that, behind you, you hear the gate, the bars rise back up and lock in place.
All right. Cousin Eddie was actually just strolling up that way.
Yeah, it's fine. You hear it.
I heard the stuff behind me go up.
That bodes ill.
No, it just means we can get back out if we decide to go hide under the gate area.
Are we proceeding?
Do we want to finish this?
I think so.
Or, okay.
Yeah, like what potentially are we missing? More gas.
More gas. Yeah.
More gas is in this hallway. As you look down, it is faintly covering. And let me.
I'll climb the 8 foot.
I say we proceed north. Or, as we like to say in this particular instance, left.
Left. Yes. Go left, young man. Go left.
Well, yep. I'm putting the map together. 1 second.
I guess we'll just leave these 2 rooms we missed behind.
Or more.
I mean, we can always backtrack once we find a suitable resting area.
Yeah, the mask
I
is
think
doing...
for now, we got to get out of the gas.
The mask is doing its weird thing where you can see the outlines of the rooms.
Okay. Yeah, in this module...
Oh, no, I couldn't see that on there.
If you zoom in at a certain level, you can see the rooms. So trying to,
Yep.
I don't know how you stop that. If somebody in Smiteworks or Fancy Grounds know how to do that, they would. I think that's.
We knew how to get in touch with them.
You think?
Well, what's weird, Duffy, is the fact that yours is the only table that happens on.
It's this module. It's this module. So yeah. Some of the way it's done, the maps are done, or how big. I don't know if it's whether they're broken apart or they're generated, because it happened in my other table. I don't remember you guys. I was asking that question months ago, but the rest of the modules I don't have the issue with. So,
yeah, I've never seen that before. That's crazy.
So I've got you on the map, but you guys are kind of all at the back end. You're all kind of at the end of it, so you're not really in the hallway, so to speak. You're kind of looking at it, and here's kind of what you see. About very high ceilings, and is decorated. There's these sculptures that you see along each of the walls, and the statue, they adorn the walls. There's 4 of them, and they're heads of animals. One is each about 6 feet above the floor, and 2 to 3 in diameter. And close to you is a what looks to be a bull head and a wolf head. And it's those little indents that you see. The one right next to where everybody's at or coming in will be the bullhead. And then down along the western wall will be the wolf. There's then a passageway. It looks like it goes off to the east. And then you see another bear head. And then an eagle. And something glints off of inside the beak of the eagle. I'm sorry, it's not a bear, it's a bison, is what you, bull, you guys is a bison.
Those priests had like weird headdresses, right? One of them was a bird.
They all look, bear, bison, wolf, and eagle look like. These are some of the pictures that you see, things that they wore on top of their heads. Correct.
I'm going to peek around the corner to the west.
There you go. And when you get closer that way, the hallway ends and begins to go again east. And standing along that, it looks like there's a little ledge of just a couple of feet, and there look to be human figures standing with their backs to the wall.
Oh, weird. I couldn't see the lines on that last map, but I can on this one.
Is it this map?
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that the hall that Clark is looking down jags right and then continues
Yep.
the other way twice as wide. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to see that. That kind of.
If you zoom in enough, it goes away.
It goes away at a certain level. It pops. I might try that other mask. I don't know if I can change the dark mask, one of those extensions. I may try that. I forgot to add it into this. See if maybe that helps
don't
any.
Do that. The one that makes it black. No, we don't want that.
So anyway, yeah, try not to peek. It happens.
I'll just try not to peek. All right. And you said that one of these things had something moving or glinting in it.
The eagle head had a thing in its beak.
Yeah, it looked like some kind of.
Yep, right there.
Ring.
Yep, something is in its beak, and then right behind it, which you can't see in that picture though, but there is a ledge, and there looks to be two humanoid figures with their backs to the wall.
So you're saying it's where the red arrow, the yellow square, and the black circle are right in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's an eagle head. Yeah, just like that picture that you saw a minute ago. Oh.
Okay, that's it.
I will slowly creep up on the eagle head with my weapons drawn. I have a rapier in one hand and a dagger in the other.
If I may, it's obviously a trap, and the NPC going, let's send the lion over. See if the lion can grab that object in his mouth and bring it back to us.
I like it.
I guess I need to give you the lion. He's now a cub.
Oh, he got a little small there.
As the day wears on, he gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
As the magic wane.
Let me bring this up. Where? One sec. It is, he's going to try to jump up and latch onto it with his mouth, I take it by.
Yeah.
And the hallway explodes, and I'm still in the radius. Yay!
I need it to make a dexterity save. Ooh. When he jumps up and grabs the ring, because it's definitely a ring type piece of jewelry, the beak, it basically snaps. It moves the ring and the beak snaps on, and now the lion is caught inside the beak and is pinned inside it.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by your local SPCA.
Can someone reach in and grab the ring? We'll just leave the lion.
I'm gonna try to pry open the mouth of the eagle so I can get the poor lion out of the eagle's mouth.
Yeah, and it's actually going to deal. That was 5 points of bludgeoning damage to the lion as it clamped down on him. And he's stuck there, and the ring is back up inside the eagle's mouth. It's kind of back up in there. So, you can give me a strength check, I guess. Then you're trying to pry yourself there as the lion's thrashing.
Good luck with that.
It's going to take. You're going to need some help there. It looks like that is not enough to break the grip of what's on the lion.
Mi amigos, let's help the lion, And as I say that, I reach in real fast, I grab the ring and pull it out.
Anybody gonna help him?
I mean,
yeah, if we can help him get the ring, I don't care so much for the lion.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, the beak is in the way the line said it's up in there. You're going to have to get the beak or break it off or figure out some way to release it all so that you can get your hand up in there without taking damage from the lion. Also, as it's thrashing about.
I'm gonna try to calm down the lion.
You clearly get a visual image of like what the hell? Someone get me out of this damn beak that's clamping down on it.
Do we have ranged attacks? There's one way to pacify the lion.
God.
We kill so many things they don't need to die. So, since
hey, Cousin Eddie, just break this thing.
Yeah, let's have the bugbears do it.
The bugbear break it. It's okay, lion. The bugbears will get you out. I'm sure.
Duck back around the corner and put my hand over my eye.
Yeah, roll me an attack. I don't think I have.
An attack, you say?
Hold on. I'm putting it on the combat tracker. Hold on. Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna get I'm gonna like recklessly attack. I'm just gonna get a running start and just flail myself at this thing, just swinging uncontrollably as hard as I can.
Well, you actually can make an attack against it's in the combat tracker. It actually has hit points.
Yeah, I'm just gonna recklessly attack it.
Go right ahead.
Oh shit!
Well, that'll do it. Yeah.
Nice.
One shot Eddie, as the girls call him. It snaps it. Yeah, the beak and the head completely shatters, and the lion, is freed. And this bracelet, it's really big. It's more than a ring. It's actually could fit around some of y'all's arms. Falls to the ground.
Oh, I thought we were attacking the lion. No, I'm just kidding.
No, okay. And I will put that in the party sheet.
Ooh, a circlet.
It is there.
Mr. DM, when do you think we'll be getting to a stopping point?
Do we need to now for you? Because we're a good spot right here if you'd like to do it, or unless they want to venture onward. Like I said, to your north.
Be up in like 6 hours for work.
Rest of the gentlemen.
I'm good if we stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind stopping.
All right.
Do we still have the mist here?
We have the mist here. It has not abated at all.
Fuck this place.
We're not like gonna die since we're not playing until next Wednesday, are we?
No. We are. Time stops here for the moment. But yes, we will hold here. You have hallways too. Yeah, unfortunately, through your map of giving, your eye of insight, there are hallways to the east and west, and hallways going to the north, and what look to be, some type of stucco human figures looks like withered corpses are along the wall to the north.
Yay, mummies. I want my mummy.
All right, folks. We will hold there, gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for
running, Duff.
indulge me. Yeah, a little nervous there.
Everybody.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Yes. Welcome to the party. All right, guys.
Fuck David Middleton.
How did y'all do XP before? Did we dole it?
I'm only kidding.
Did we dole out the XP how'd you guys, Geo and Doug, what were we doing?
I did it at the end of every session.
Every session? Okay. I'll parse it out here once we break. But everybody say bye to their viewers. Thanks for watching, as always. And we will see everybody next Wednesday at 7 o'clock again for part 2 of the Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan. No videos next time.
T-Bo, I'm coming for you.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Thanks, stream. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah, if you let T-Bo know, I'm coming.